Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's having a lovely Sunday morning. How are we all doing? This is the Perchy here from the Perchy TV. Same as always. How is everyone? Let's see who's in the house. Big up Eltel, always a real one, always here. Big up Jose. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up Barry. I hope you had a good time yesterday. It looked like fun. Big up Head Mod, the leader of the Mod Army, Ben Kaufman. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up Billy Andrews. Levy wants tourists and day trippers who spend a fortune at the club shop. The game is about profit. We will be getting onto this because I will be sharing my thoughts on it because I'm not happy with it. Big up Jessica. Big up Jessica. Yeah, you'd say no, you can't go anywhere yet. Okay, but if you could, would you be paying that sort of prices? Big up Cole Simpson. Always here. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Leon Felix Kuba, good morning to all. Hope you are well, my friend. Danny, morning all. The prick Levy raising the prices and taking fans for mugs after what happened last season, the money issues, one way to 100%. I'm not going to say that last word. Again, we'll be getting straight into that because there's a lot I want to talk about. Big up Rob Ayres, hope you're doing well. Why has Levy's done this for only less than $2 million a year? Why is he split the fans again? I'm going to dig straight into it very shortly. Let me just welcome everyone in. Hope you're well as well. Big up James Flower. Yep, exactly. I agree with the Spurs client profit before glory. Big up Full Ball. Purchase AK Savas understudy. Oh, come on. Listen, we're all here. I take it for a pinch of salt. I buy my match team, that's it. I go for food outside the ground and go to the pubs. I don't spend money inside the grounds. Levy does not want these sorts of fans. Exactly. I'm going to dig in again. I will dig straight into it. Big up Bryce. Plain old Bryce. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up Kate. Morning. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Big up Strip Bear. Morning, one and all. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Good morning, Mia. Hope you're well. See for the fourth. Hope you're. The price increase is just found many designed to be done stage, so no one protests too much when each done, but suddenly it's all adding up. Exactly. Again, I am going to delve straight into it. And big up Ron Vignac. Hope you are well, my friend. Yes, let's delve into it. So I've put the poll out, and at the moment, as we speak on the poll, 77% of you said the price increase now has pushed you away from from buying match day tickets. I'll tell you one for all. I'll give you my theory on this, okay, and my feelings towards it because I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with the price increase because I sit back and go, it's happening what I said. I said this years ago, back when I was going. Now, bear in mind, I've moved country and now live in Spain. But for me at the moment, these price increases are just a shambles. And we can sit there and all talk about economics and all that lot and price, everything goes up and stuff like that. If that's the case, then why did he not up the season ticket prices? For me, it felt like at the moment, and I'll say it as it is, when they froze the season ticket prices, it felt like a token gesture knowing that this was going to happen, that everything else was going to go up except the season ticket prices. And that's my theory on it. It was a token. We go, oh, look, there you go. We can't beat it. But then I'm gonna flip it for a second on the ticket price situation. I'm gonna flip it for 1 second. My issue is now, we can all moan about it, but people will still go. I refuse to go. I refuse to pay any money into the system anymore. I've taken all of my money out of it. All of my money. I refuse to give this man any level of money because, if I'm honest, for me, what's the point? What is the point? That last season was one of the worst seasons I've seen at Tottenham for a very, very long time. I mean, I'm 30 now, 30 years of age, so I've not seen us do amazing. Like, I've seen patches of good football, blah, 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 but nothing material, realistically. Last season, on average, that stadium was full 99.2%. After the football that we all witnessed last season, why wouldn't Mr. Levy put the prices up? Why wouldn't he? Tell me why. Let me know in the chat. Why wouldn't he? The place is sold out. He could charge £100 to watch us play Luton Town and people will still fill it out. Fans that just go for football are dying out. It's a dying breed. The sort of hardened, I go to every game, is going to slowly die out. And I predicted this years ago that in years coming, the day-to-day football fan is going to die out. It will be the day trippers. Let's go and have a good day down the football. We can go and buy a kit, food, programs. Do you know what I mean? Do all the sort of activities, drink in the stadium. Daniel Levy, and not just Daniel Levy, by the way, this is football clubs across the country are starting to do it more. When I say around the country, I'm on about the high end, the top six, the top half of the table. It's now becoming less of a family environment, but now about a consumer environment. It's like going to the theatre or going, I don't know, to the cinema kind of theory. And for me, that's it. A big up, John. Hope you're well. I'll go through these as well. Good morning as well, DJ. But I just think at the moment, it's going to make no difference because people are still going to pay that money. See, Lee Gunner gave birth to Henry Wright, who then gave birth to Sava, who then gave birth to Percher. I mean, the ages are all wrong there, but that's big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. Behave. Big up, Cooper, mate. Ticket price just reflect what's ruining the whole game. Agreed. As I just said, too much money put into the game. Agreed has done that. Non-football people running games of football look at FIFA. Cooper, absolutely spot on, mate. And if you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link if you want to come on. You're more than welcome, of course. You're absolutely right. I think it's a reflection of society now. That's what it's become. Football's become that. Whether we like it or whether we don't like it, that is what it is, unfortunately. They don't want the season ticket. I predicted this in years to come, in 10, 15 years to come, season tickets won't be a thing anymore. There won't be any because the club don't need season ticket holders anymore. Season ticket holders that go in and buy their season ticket and go and sit on their seat and then go to the pub after, they don't want fans like that. They want fans travelling in abroad to buy all the crap every game. They want that fan. They don't want I buy my season ticket, I sit in my seat, and then I go down the pub after, or go to the pub before, game, pub. Do you know what I mean? Eat outside. They don't want that, people. Big up, Bryce. Hope you're well, mate. Big up, morning. Mr. Box Office told me that. Oh, listen, love Alex, but he's wrong. Of course, always wrong. Yeah, mate. DJ, always a pleasure, mate. Hope you're well. Big up, DJ. Hope you're well. Kuva, yeah, we love Kuva. Kuva's the man. Yeah. Yeah, big up everyone. How's everyone doing? Love you, babe. Hope you're doing well. Love you. And I know what you're saying yes to. Stop it. Stop giving her the ammunition she gets, by the way. I'm not. I am my own person. Yeah, exactly. Price increases, just gentrification. Let's be honest, that's exactly what it is. It's the sense of the club just gentrifying the football now. Who else? Who have we got in here? Big up Has. Levy is such a disconnect with the fan base on and off the pitch. Has, exactly. But unfortunately, fans still go. Until fans stop going, it's going to make no difference. As I said, I put in an analogy on a post earlier. If your local corner shop sells you a pint of milk, I don't know, say £1, and you buy it every single day or whatever, you buy your £1 pint of milk. But then the next day you go there, he puts it at £1.25. But then the quality of the milk's even worse. But you still go and buy it because it's your milk. And then he does it again. The quantity doesn't reach, quality doesn't change. And then he sells it to you for £1.75 and you still buy it. Whose fault is that? Is that the shopkeeper's fault, or is it you as an individual? Not you personally, but the individual buying the pricing's fault as well. I'm not one to blame fans. If fans want to go, I get why fans go. It's an emotional attachment. I get all that. But there's got to be a limit where prices are now not even in some level of reflection anymore. As I said, He could charge £100 to watch us play Luton Town and the stadium will be packed out. Where's the cut-off for fans? For me, mine was a while ago. Now I look at it and go, even if I had an opportunity to go back, I'm not paying £52 to go and watch us play Luton Town. No disrespect to Luton. I'm just using that as the sort of caveat to the smallest team in the division at the moment. So it's like, yeah, exactly. Season ticket prices will go up next season. Exactly. All the sort of excuses I'm hearing, it's just not good enough. We make so much money. Yeah, good morning, Daniel. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Levy does it because he can. If he doesn't see a change in the books, then he'll continue to rip people off. Exactly. Until people stop going, it makes no difference. As I said, the milk analogy. If you're going to keep buying the same milk and he keeps putting the prices up, and then you keep buying it, whose fault is that? Is it the shopkeeper's fault or is it you for keep going? I think that's the key point. Again, not blaming fans. I understand why people go, but there's got to be a cut-off point. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Most people go there, enjoy it. Like, as I said, I've got no problems with that. I have no problem with people going there. But the thing is if that's the case, then we can't then complain about the price changes. For example, if someone's going to sit there and go absolutely apoplectic about these price changes, but still go buy a ticket every single week when it's on, doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Club policy seems to be based on when we can get away with it rather than what would be great for the fans. Exactly, Hoover. But they get away with it because we keep giving them our money. That's my theory on it. This all continues on local standards at the point. All this try and train weak fans. Yeah, I agree. Imagine how powerful it would be if fans didn't buy tickets for the Man United game, but then all went to the Bricklayers, the Coach and Horses, Number 8. Do you know what I mean? If fans started going to the local pubs for one game and watched it there, you would start to see a difference. If more and more people started watching in the local pubs, these pubs need our business. They're already under pressure because of the stadium anyway, that they might end up losing their business. The corner one got their business, lost it. The problem, Perchy, what the fans paid does warrant what they're being delivered on the pitch. It's a question of standard. Exactly, Philly. How could last season's my example? How we filled that stadium by 99.2% last season, whilst watching some of the worst football I've ever witnessed as a Tottenham fan. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's the way I look at it. Sell Sonny though, Perchy, and half the ground would empty out. Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I think there's a reason why Heung-min-son's still at this football club, and it's not based on football merit. I'm just saying it. Just saying it. Get Coover on. Yeah, if Coover wants, he can come on. I'll send him the link if he wants the link. Coover, let me know. Text me if you want the link, and I'll send it to you. I'd love Coover on. Always a big fan of Coover if he wants on. Just text me, Coover, if you're unless you're busy or not. But you're always welcome on. You know that. We like Susie better than Perchy. It's a bit harsh. Bit harsh. You got to make sure she makes an appearance on the charity stream next week. Push her to it. Don't worry, lads. Ange will say, yeah, listen, I'm excited for Ange Postecoglou. I'm excited for the football with Postecoglou and stuff. As I said, I just feel at the moment we just need to be a bit more like thinking about the money and stuff. Go somewhere else to buy it. Yeah, food-wise and stuff. Yeah, of course, definitely. Perchy, when was the last time you went to the lane? I went last season. I wasn't intending to go last season. I went down to see the protests and stuff. And a friend of mine, Ryan Isaacs, big up to him. He had his brother couldn't go, so he gave me his ticket. I left at half time. It was fucking dull. It was against Bournemouth, but like that was literally the only time I've been in about 2 years. And the last game before I moved, the last proper game I went before I moved was Morecambe in the FA Cup. That was my last game before I flew and moved to Spain. But I did go to that Bournemouth game. I left at half time. It was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. It was horrendous. Would come on normally, but also I'm really busy packing. But yeah, listen, mate, Coover, you're always welcome on, mate. If you're free, go for it. Always welcome. You know that. You've got my number, so you can message me whenever, mate. Eventually they'll close down. Yeah, that's the problem. All these businesses need our support more than the football club. The football club makes money. These businesses, instead of going in and buying your hot dog or your sausage roll and stuff, go to the local food shops, man. They deserve it. The local places are lovely, by the way. The jerk chicken place outside the stadium, amazing. That was my favourite. In this analogy, though, Perchy, there isn't a shop for 20 miles because there's no choices. You can't change teams. Reality is that the price rise won't change who goes really. No, I do get that. That's why I said my analogy wasn't exactly polar. Exactly, is that my point? I do get what you're saying, but my point is there's got to be a cut off when people go, I shouldn't be charged this sort of price for this football. It's where do you go with it? That's the thing. I do get your point. I get your point. Those who want to go will pay it, and those who don't want to go are not going for other reasons primarily. No, exactly. I agree with everything you say, mate. I do agree. Yeah, exactly. Pure greed. It's money. Listen, I wouldn't even complain if we started signing centre halves. We still haven't got a centre half in. And I hate it because I was in such a positive mood about a week ago because I was getting really excited with it. And then this just knocks me back and we're back to square one again. I agree, though. With how things are these days with the cost of living, and this is morally wrong. The fans are paying the price for a shambles of a squad. Effing up, not making Europe financially. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Exactly. Why are we getting punished as fans for not getting into Europe? It wasn't our fault. Said last season, watching that Dross, 99.2% that place was filled out. It's not our fault. Do you know what I mean? It's a shambles. My cut-off was having a wife who doesn't care about football with 2 kids, just don't really have the money. Like, yeah, exactly, Cole. It's become so expensive that, like, it's one of those, I could probably only just about justify now. Like, I used to go, before I used to move out here, I used to go every week. And I could just about justify going every single week, home and away and all that lot. But yeah, and now I look at it and go, really? Who can justify those prices? It's so expensive. Always that, yeah, we are. That's the problem. We just maybe have to find it. One of the worst defences in the league, and we're looking at keeping him whilst only bringing in one defender, and also while I had to continue to run this. Yeah, I agree. Prices absolutely skyrocket. Whilst we had one of the worst seasons in ages, it doesn't sit right with me. The football was so bad most of last season. How was that exactly? How was it? As I said to you, I looked at all the stats. I think we were the second highest last season, equal with Arsenal. Second highest. Arsenal was equally 99.2%. Newcastle was the highest last season. I think it was 99.4% full last season. After watching the football we played, was an absolute disgrace. They saved 10 million a year by getting a manager on cheap wages. So anyone trying to be balancing the books crap is, yeah, exactly. I don't buy it. I just think at the moment as a fan base, like the fact is, if people are still going to go and watch this crap and pay it, then you're part of it, man. We're a 5-star restaurant serving microwave meals and still charging top prices. Exactly. I think it'll be different next season. It'll be much more exciting watching the football. But I get your point. We get charged all this money, but then we buy really poorly in the windows. You look at the likes of Man City, don't charge the prices we charge. They win everything. Do you know what I mean? What's the difference? Yeah, but I think it's emotional blackmail, isn't it? That's the problem. The club emotionally have us all tied by our cojones. Do you know what I mean? The club know that we love going, so we're going to pay it because of the love of the club. But they absolutely tear us apart for it. It's not fair. But yeah. These pricing are to compensate for the fact that we're in Europe. But Billy, wasn't our fault. Wasn't me as a fan's fault. Wasn't you as a fan's fault. Why are we being punished for not being in Europe? Why don't we charge those prices to the players who didn't get us into Europe? No? We're getting punished for them, basically. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah. Outpricing the working class to the yuppie middle class credit card. Yeah, Darryl Denton, mate, I agree. The middle class is now taking over football. Listen, it's the road. Everyone likes football. Everyone deserves to go and watch. Deserves to go and watch football. The fact is when you're starting to see people that have gone for 20, 30, 40 years now being priced out of it, I find that morally wrong. The old boy that has watched his club since he was 15 and stuff, who has had a season ticket for nearly 60 years, going, I genuinely can't afford going anymore. For me, that's wrong. They love going. They don't love the club. Loving the club. We'll be seeing Besper refuse. Yeah, no, I agree, mate. People love going because they love Spurs. That's the thing. Yeah, no, I think that's the key thing here. No other fan base accepts what Levy is dishing out. I think others do. I think others do, unfortunately. But I think it's because it doesn't happen as long as we have, if that makes sense. Arsenal had it for periods, but what did Arsenal fans do when they started turning on Arsene Wenger? They stopped going to the football. They had nobody in the stands at some points when the whole Arsene Wenger saga. Question: how much would it cost for you? Oh, no. TOS, my friend. TOS. No one wants to see that anyway. Big up, Mr. Daigle. How are you doing, my good friend? How are you doing? Hey, Brian. Good to see you. Yeah. Big up, Brian. More than. Why did you move to Spain? I moved to Spain because of work. I work out here now. I work gaming company. Bit of Candy Crush. That's all I work for. Love them. Great, really good company. How do you feel about his pricing? The football is actually entertaining rather than the dross from last year. Sorry, and I think for me, I think the prices were high anyway. I was already skeptical with the pricing being as high as it was anyway, regardless of football, whatever football. I mean, Man City don't charge. Man City plays some of the best football I've ever seen, and they don't charge these prices. I just think it's genuine greed. I genuinely do. I think it's genuine greed. But big up to you, mate. I hope you're doing well. I just think at the moment, why it just prices certain people out, and I think it's not fair. That's personally my opinion. Yeah, Chick King, big up Chick King. Give a shout out to Chick King. Me and my son got a tour on a Skywalk for Christmas, and I booked it. As we're going on the correct, we'll now look for we'll now look up. What I don't get what you mean. Will I now look for? No. I mean, I've got no issues. People go into stuff, do whatever. Like, I have no problems with people wanting to do stuff. This isn't about people doing stuff or not doing stuff. Genuinely, it's not about that. Like, if you want to go to football, I've got no problems with it. Genuinely, it's not about individual fans what they want to do. For me, it's more of the sense of I just find it unfair that people are genuinely feeling priced out of the football at the moment. That's for me is my point. It's not about people going to stuff. Do it. Listen, I'll be back in the UK a couple of times this year. I might go, I might not go. I don't see myself going personally, but I might do. But I prefer going down the pub and watch it down there with the people. Perchy, have you learned nothing from with Levy in charge? Never get your hopes up. This season starts and we'll see what happens or not. Yeah, no. On the footballing side, I've got my hopes up because I'm excited under Postecoglou. But the whole business of front, I haven't changed my theory on that. No, nothing changes. Plus, I booked tickets to the friendly as the Sun's been begging to go. Makes me feel so bad as I really don't want to take him. But as a young, yeah, but that's the thing. When you take your kids and stuff, but that's the key point here, James. You're spot on, by the way. You should be taking your kids to the football. That's the whole point of it. Nothing better than your lad going to see his first game of football or whenever. It's just going there. It is. It's what dreams are made of. But unfortunately, the key part of this is Mr. Levy is exploiting you as a parent and your children's dreams. However we want to say it, it's exploitment. Because we have an emotional attachment to the football club. Of course, you want to take your children to the football because they want to go. You want them to see their heroes. But now, kids are now being exploited because now I've read, and someone in the chat can confirm it if it's true or not, and because I'm not 100% sure that anything that goes on exchange will only be sold at top dollar, at the 18 plus range or whatever it is. So you can't buy it as a young adult. If I'm right in saying, someone confirm it. Football's designed for everyday person. Now it's taken away from them. That's why passion's gone. Yeah, too much of that is being pumped into the football now. It's lost its way. Yeah. unfortunately, going to the football at the stadium is not necessarily it's a privilege. Can't push it. Can't put it against the cost of living because it's not. It's a choice. Yeah, but you can though, because you've got to look at it and say, a lot of people going to the football, and I know this for a fact. I know I used to go all the time. And I know people who's going to the football was sometimes the only times some people used to interact with other people. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because it's actually wrong societal based, but going to the football was their escapism from work, from maybe being divorced or being retired or being a widow. Going to the football was the only time that they got to be within a family confinement. And you could argue in that case, it is a necessity to some people. Just my thoughts, because I knew a lot of people that genuinely was like that. I reckon then when he watches the game, he never looks at the defence. He just says, no way. I don't know. If you drive the real game fans out and then you start bringing tourists in, the ball will become even less accountable. Yeah, agreed. The more and more, the more loud-spoken fans will be. Yeah, listen, if there's a protest, big up to the protesters, but I've always stood by Mr. Daigle is calling me. Are you in the chat, Daigle? Text me. If do you want to? Is it? Or you text me and you want me to come on? You want to come on? Is that what it is? Oh, you want me to send you a link? Oh, go on then, Daigle. I'll send you over the link, mate. Oh, my partner, Susie's messaged me, wasn't it? Oh, okay. I'll do it before we say that. I want to do a big shout out. If you guys are on Instagram, go over and follow the Opulent. The Opulent Table Company. That's Susie's business that she set up, and I've been helping her with it. It's all about custom design on like snacks and stuff. So I did say I'll do a shout out today. So if you're in the chat, go over there and check it out. It's on Instagram, the Opulent Table Company. I will put the link in the chat as well for people to go over there. So I did say I would do a shout out, and she's just hit 100 followers on there. So big up to you. Big up. Yeah, let me just send the link over to Mr. Daigle because I think he wants to have a rant, and I love a Daigle rant. A Daigle rant in the morning is what you need. So let me go and get you over. There you go, Daigle. You have the link. What was I going to say? Where are we up to, by the way, on likes? 44 likes. Come on, there's 86 of you in here. Can we get 6 more likes to get it to 50? That would be amazing. Smash the like button. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe. Come on, where are we up to on subscribers at the moment? We lost a couple of subscribers last night. Can we get them back? Yeah, come on. We're at 1,086. Can we get to 1,100 before the end of the stream? Big up Phil P, the leader of the Phil Army. As I said the other day, we need the Phil Army. We need the Phil Army YouTube channel. There's got to be some massive production of it. Maybe Levy wants the fans to buy. Yeah, exactly. Literally, ironically, exactly. Bet drinking food ain't cheap at Spurs. No, it's not. It's a rip-off. I'll be honest. It is a rip-off. However, the beer seems to be a little bit cheaper than elsewhere, but it's still expensive. Perchy, love will tear us apart again. You know, Phil. Phil, you are right. Oh, look who we got here. Who's ready? Who's ready for a Daigle rant? 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome.
How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How are you, sir?
Yeah, all good. Just finished my breakfast. Saw you were on, and I saw you talking to yourself and everyone calling. I was like, do you know what? Let's come and give you some company.
Yeah, go on then. I want to hear your thoughts on the price increases.
Mate, what's to be said? I said yesterday, you look at it, Premier League teams go down, they get relegated. Of any league, first thing they do is cut the prices. Any team that goes into upper league, they up the prices. You get relegated, you cut the prices. We have no European football, have the worst defensive record in our Premier League history, changed the manager again. And for having no European football, somehow it's our fault.
Yeah, agreed. That's exactly what I said. If that is genuinely the reason, mate, then honestly, that is the most unacceptable thing. Fans getting punished because they couldn't get into Europe last season. These players get paid thousands.
Jack, you got to remember as well, they've saved about, I think it's between 8 and 10 million on wages from Conte to Ange.
Yeah,
So you saved yourself 8 to 10 mil there, but don't forget you're still paying compensation for the other three managers still. There's no, you can't offer a package at one price. If Virgin or Sky said, listen, we're taking away Sky Sports and Sky Movies away from your package, but you're paying more money than you were, what are you
yeah,
going to say? You'd say,
agreed.
no, you ain't.
But
You say, no, you
Brian,
ain't.
do you know what the biggest problem is and I said this earlier, and people took it way out of context, saying that I was blaming fans. I wasn't. What I was saying is last season we watched some of the worst football ever, and
Yep.
99.2% of the stadium was full throughout the season. 99.2% it was full. Second highest in the league, equal to Arsenal. Here's the other point. We all know what Daniel Levy is. He's a businessman. He's gone, do you know what? They'll watch that crap and pay top dollar for it. Fine. Do you know what? We'll put an exciting manager in and we'll do exactly the same and knock it up. I said it in a tweet, and I put it on a community post on my YouTube channel. And when he could charge £100 for us to watch Luton Town, and people would still pay it. So why wouldn't he? This is the devil's advocate side of it. I'm not hit because then people went, "Oh, you're blaming fans." No, I'm not blaming fans. But I said, surely at the top, there's got to be a point now where fans go, "I can't do this anymore. I can't justify paying £52 for the cheapest ticket on a Category B. Really? 52 quid?
Can you explain to me as well, Perchy, why I understand the why he's bumped Newcastle up to Category A, Champions League, blah blah blah.
Yeah. That's
But
classic, isn't it?
but the funniest thing is, and I still don't understand it. I was hoping someone could explain this to me. All of a sudden, Nottingham Forest has been bumped up to a Category B.
Mad, isn't it?
Now, if you can explain to me, apart from the 1991 FA Cup final, and there being some kind of rivalry there, if you can tell me what warrants Nottingham Forest to be a Category B game, please let me know.
But do you know what it is? It's not even about that. I don't even care about the category thing. I think the pricing from top to bottom is terrible. It's atrocious. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Do you know what? I'm at the stage where whatever they could put any category in anywhere. They could put everything in Category A, I would be annoyed. They could put everything in Category C, I'd be annoyed because the pricing is terrible. And I'm sorry, I'm the one here, and it's annoying because I was so positive. People have been going, "Oh, Perchy, where's this positive side of you?" Everyone kept calling me, you become a Levy lover. I was getting that, and I was like, no. I'm just excited for the football next season. And it's annoying me because I was getting really positive. I was like, do you know what? We're going to get players in. I can see the vision of what we're doing. And then boom. Okay, now knock me back into my angry, irritated state. And it's annoying because, do you know what? And when people say to me, "Oh, like, you can't tell people to not go." No, I'm not saying people not go. But I said, you then can't sit there and complain on social media if you're going week in, week out and paying those prices. I said, you can't have both ways. I said, I've got no problem with people going. I understand it. Football's a love and everyone adores the football. I get all that.
Yep.
For me, it's the point of where's your cutoff? As I said, what James put in there, I get completely. His lad wants to go to the friendlies. Of course, so I get it. Your lad wants to go to the friendlies, so you're going to take him. Of course, your kid wants to get your lad wants the new kit. I get it. When it comes to that side of things, I totally understand it because as parents, you just want to give your children what they want. They want to have the dream, the inspiration of it all. I just get so worried right now that Daniel Levy is exploiting that dream, and that bit is the hard part.
So
I'll send you over, mate. I'll send it over to you.
Let's just put it this way. First of all, when you're talking about you are getting positive and what people say, this is why I on Twitter, and I've always said it, I'll give credit where it's due, but I don't start getting excited.
Agreed.
There's absolutely no point in getting excited. You can say, yeah, James Maddison, wonderful bit of business. Well done to the club. Congratulations. You pulled that off and got money for Harry Winks. Big up football. Well done. That's great. But that doesn't wipe out everything.
Yeah,
I big up Nigel. I always stay this way, and people go, "Oh, you're negative, you're toxic, you're this, you're that." No, I'm real. I'm real. I don't
I agree, mate.
start. So you've got that point. When you talk about what a good friend James was saying about taking his son, listen, James. I If I was you, I mean, everyone knows my stance where I haven't and I won't give any money. It's probably going to be the only chance you can get to take your son
Agreed.
at a highly reduced rate. So if you have that opportunity, listen. One thing I will say with my nephew is a story I've told before. With my nephews, it's a kind of family tradition in our family that the first thing you wear once you're born in hospital is a Spurs baby grow. That's the
Yeah,
first thing you wear. So when my sister had her kids, for Isaac, Noah, and Joseph, they all had Spurs baby grows when they were born, bought by me. But when Levi and Joseph, Levi and Sophie were born,
yeah,
I point blank refused to buy them.
yeah.
I should have gone and got them from somewhere else or
I'm
an
online. Buy them in
imitation, but
China.
I broke a tradition
Yeah,
because I won't go back on my word that I say to myself. But that's me. That's me.
I
That's
agree.
not saying that everyone that doesn't do that
Yeah,
is wrong. This is my personal choice.
yeah.
Um, and that's how I am. It's like I said, my nephews have got to the age where they want to start going. I'm not paying for a ticket for them. I'd love to take my nephews to their
Yeah.
first game. I'd love to.
Do you know what you would be better off doing? Genuinely, it's taking them to go and watch Haringey Borough down the road, next door. You pay up nothing of the price. And listen, and this is what I said. This is what I say. Phil, I'll read this out in 2 seconds, my friend. I'll just let me give some much love to Phil P. I love him. One of the nicest people in this community, genuinely. I just want to say, there needs to be a moment, and you're the man of the protest, and I respect everything about that, by the way. Absolutely respect it. Genuinely, I do. You know I do. Me and you have
Yeah,
spoken off camera, and we
plenty of time.
talk about this a lot. There needs to be a point where, as a collective, everyone just needs to not pick a day and not go. And go, do you know what? We're not going in. Whether we buy a ticket or we don't, or we've got a season ticket or we don't, we're not going in. Because the problem is until that stadium isn't full, it doesn't matter what they charge. He will keep putting it up every single time. And just for you, so let me just read this out because I want to, because Phil P has kindly sent me £5, and I love
Not
Phil
bad.
P. One of the nicest
Not bad.
guys I've said in the community. What a lovely bloke. Huge love, Perchy. My first super chat for you, brother. Thank you. Genuinely, thank you. Some of the best people in the Spurs community on screen and in the chat. Phil Army. Woo! Love you, Phil. Genuinely,
Not
honestly,
bad.
this guy's one of the nicest guys you can chat to. And listen, when I come back to UK, we're going for a pint. That's a deal. Go on, mate. Carry on with what I was saying. Sorry, Ad.
No. What I will say, what you were saying about the not going to the game. Listen, we can't even get it that fans watch it from the concourse and then walk up like 10, 15 minutes in, or walk out 10, 15 minutes early. So trying to get boycott, as much as the idea is brilliant, it just we can't get we just can't get the fans to do it.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
know a section that will, but will it be a section that will have the biggest impact? I doubt it. But that's the thing. Do you know what? If all those people that are singing "Levy Out" during the Brentford game, the United game, and other games, if they're to walk out, there would be a huge difference. Would they do it? Don't know.
Yeah, that's the key point. You're right, mate. That is it. Sometimes it's counterintuitive. Do you know what I mean? Like some people will sit there and go, "Well, I've got a ticket now. Why won't I watch the game?" And I get, and do you know what? I get it. It's such a hard moment, and people genuinely do need to get to that moment where they go, "Do you know what? I need to think out. I need to think further than my nose and go, do you know what? Maybe the biggest thing here now is walking out." Listen, I was there for the Bournemouth game. That's when I met you.
Yep.
Ryan Isaacs kindly gave me his brother's spare ticket, and I went in. I'll be honest. One game, that first half, I hardly watched it. I was chatting to people that I was just catching up with, and I walked out second half. I didn't watch it. And it was like, and do you know what it was? And do you know what the worst thing about the whole thing is? I didn't care. Genuinely at that time, I didn't care. I thought, do you know what? I couldn't care less. Like the football was terrible, but I sit back and go, but this stadium is packed out. What difference does it make anymore? We're at a stage where the pricing's at a stage where people genuinely are getting priced out, but it doesn't matter. Brian, you don't matter anymore. I don't matter. The guys in the chat don't matter because I said this and I predicted this a few years ago. In a couple of decades, season ticket will be eradicated. There'll be no such thing as a season ticket anymore because they would have priced out season ticket holders and then gone, do you know what? Buy your tickets as normal. Like you're going to a concert or going to the theatre. It will be in that sort of bracket where you just go and buy a ticket. And it will price out season ticket holders. Because they try and dress up. Everyone dresses up. Oh, season tickets holders are the lifeblood of a football club. No, they're not. The lifeblood of a football club to make the money that they want to make are for so-and-so to come with his kids for their first game and so-and-so. So they go into the club shop, go and buy all the food and stuff. Those are the fans that matter now. Not in reality, it shouldn't be. But to Daniel Levy, they're the fans that matter. The fans that go out and buy the football kits. They go and buy all the stuff in the shop. And then they go and buy the food, the programs. So we're now in a situation now where nothing will change. Nothing will improve because they will keep putting money up.
They will do. They will do. We've seen it.
It's happening.
We've seen it.
Brian, I know people that went for 50 years that can't go anymore. That's unacceptable. Fans that watched us actually be successful were going when they were 15 and now have been priced out. That shouldn't be right.
No, not just that, Jack. With 1,000 people that have been going for years that have been priced out, the younger generation that will be going there for the 50, 40 years, whatever, in the future, they're being priced out of even having that opportunity.
Of course. And that's the key thing here. And I think this is the part when people get misrepresent what I say when I say stuff about just don't go. I get it that people want to I get it why people want to go. Because it's hard. But what we've got is we've got an owner in charge of us that is taking advantage of that. And I don't care what anyone says, these price increases are literally taking they're doing it on purpose now. Yeah. Like they're taking advantage of the love that we have for our football club. And that's unfortunate. It's exploitation. This is it.
Exactly. And like Ben said, this is the thing. People seem to think that all we protest were the people opposite the club shop and whatever the group that I'm proudly with is because what goes on the pitch. And they think that's solely it. It's not solely that. It's the way they're eradicating our history and wiping it out. It's the complete contempt they treat the supporters with.
Agreed.
Lack of communication, pricing, broken promises, lies. It's not just because what goes on the pitch. So that's where we are. And like I said, people started thinking once again we had the new manager. Our new manager bounce isn't results. It's it's going to be different this time. We've hired a different manager. We're going to bring in the right players. We're going to do it at the right time. We're going to do things the right way. And then we don't.
Agreed. And the thing is it could, by the way, with the whole Postecoglou, it could work out. But the problem is unfortunately, what you're saying is kind of what I was going to say was half right. What I was going to say, the new manager bounce isn't a new manager bounce performance. It's about getting season ticket sales. It's about getting seats booked out because everyone wants to go. Do you know what? We've got a new manager in now. It might get exciting against Man United. Let's sell it out. I just sit back and I go, I just can't stand it. I can't stand the exploitation. I can't exploit it's exploitation. And listen, it might work out. Listen, hypothetically, I'm not saying we will, but we could go and win a trophy this season. But that still doesn't account for the fact that we're paying some of the highest prices in world football to watch our team play. Unacceptable. We're not.
It is.
And you know what's even funny? When you look at the likes of Man City's pricing is nothing like ours, and they win everything.
Not only do they win everything, look at their wage bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at their wage bill. Now, listen, before people start going, oh, yeah, but they're owned by a state and they got billions and billions. Come on. You don't think Spurs could survive without this ticket price hike?
Yeah.
If Spurs have said, no, do you know what? We've used the cost of living crisis as the bullshit excuse for season tickets not going up because that was all fan power. We've dropped out of Europe, but for the sake of that, because it was our fault that we haven't got into Europe, and because everything that's going on with the football club, we're going to keep the price at the same. We're going to make a stand. We're going to do something. Also, do remember, and someone told me this, and I still can't believe that I didn't twig on this earlier. When you look at the Super League, obviously it's dead and buried and everything. We're the only team that haven't come out and officially apologised to the fans. Yet Daniel Levy is the only English chairman out of all those, and you would have thought an Englishman, Spurs fan, would have been, no, this is the football pyramid. You don't mess about with this. You don't do this. You don't do that. This stays the same. This English football is sacred. Oh, no. We don't even get an apology.
Yeah.
The only English chairman.
It's mad, isn't it?
So what do you expect?
No, I agree. And Mark's got a key point here, by the way. I'm going to my local team this year, Green Army. Mark Sports Yeovil is your local team. I'm right, Mark. It's a key point, by the way, because when we talk about the vast money at Tottenham, use Tottenham as an example. Let's just say your ticket to go and watch Man United is going to be, what, 80 quid? 80 quid. 80 quid to your local team, by the way, is groundbreaking. And unfortunately, that's the difference. When I go back to the UK, I go to my local team, Slough Town, big up the Rebels, watch them when I can when I go back. Because I always try and put some money into the local team. A lot of fans are doing this now. A lot of fans are turning to non-league football because it's the only way that they can watch some football at a reasonable price. No, and yes, that's great for non-league football, but it just says everything about how much football has just destroyed a lot of people in the sense of financials and stuff. It's painful. And you're right with the whole Super League stuff. But I just find it's funny, isn't it? Because we all talk about the Super League. But what really is the Super League, Brian? What is the Super League? It's the Premier League. Let's be honest. The Super League is the Premier League. When we all want to sit there and go on about it, the Premier League is the Super League because we can outspend. You know, when the likes of Bournemouth can outspend the likes of AC Milan for players, tells you everything. And it's just frustrating for me. It is just frustrating. And I just want to say, guys, at the moment, anyone who hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. We're still at 1,086. Can we get 14 subscribers to get to 1,100? That would be absolutely amazing if you could. And obviously, if you haven't, guys, go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour and go and subscribe to the Coffee Company. Some of the amazing people in this community, go and subscribe to them. And we are 29 likes away from 100. So if you could do that, that would be equally as amazing. So thank you very much, guys.
28.
Go and help all the community out. Genuinely, that's what matters, being honest. Don't forget, Spurs Play 200 days of content for 45 quid. I mean, if I'll be honest, if you bought Spurs Play, come on. I mean, that's like what's the word? What's the word that you use? It's just selective, isn't it? If you're buying,
you know what Spurs Play, and I said it when it came out. You know what it's going to become. Like you were talking about how season tickets are going to be eradicated. Yeah. He'll soon start charging to watch live games. So if we're not on Sky, I mean, it's different if you're in Canada or places where you can watch every single game.
It might go down. By the way, football might go down that route of a policy of buying like games and stuff and start charging it. But this is the problem, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought Sky, Poachy. I thought Sky was actually going to do a thing. I thought Sky was only years away, and I said this about 3-4 years ago, where instead of what fans having to watch, let's just say, Stoke versus West Brom, whatever, when they were both in the Premier League, you'd pay for your own season ticket for your team. So every single game, so you'd pay for a Tottenham season ticket or a Villa season ticket or an Everton season ticket or a this season ticket on Sky, and then you'd watch every single one of the games from your team. That's what the route I thought they were going to be going down.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that completely. Big up, Phil P. Huge up to everyone. I'm off for a run. Good on you, mate.
Big up.
Are you running the beer jacket off? Is that what it is, Phil? Just catching you there. Yeah, keep up the good work. Phil Army is coming for you. As I said, we're waiting for the Phil Army YouTube channel. I put it out there. I'm expecting the Phil Army YouTube channel to be out before the season starts. Hashtag up the Phil Army. We love them all. Big up to you. Yeah, guys, go and subscribe to Mr. Daigle and the Cough over on Tottenham on Tour. Yeah, big up Corey. Hope you're well. Yeah, it's all getting too much. I agree. And then go and subscribe to the Coffee Company. Some of the calmest, most amazing stuff over there. Big up Phil, baby. Thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're well. Another one of the Phil Army. They're all there. They're everywhere today. Oh, Michael, is it? I do not apologize for my butchers. Is it Michael Chiquina? I'm gonna go for Chiquina. If it's wrong, I apologize for butchering.
I'm going for Cinquina.
Cinquina. Cinquina. If you might, I think you might have got it. Big up to you. Hi, new subscriber. Thank you so much. From Australia. 8 days till I see my first Spurs game live.
Yeah.
Big up. Listen, big up to you guys over in Australia. Thank you so much for subscribing, by the way. Much love to you. And thank you so much for donating. That genuinely means the world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely so kind of you, by the way. But yeah, exactly. Big up, Michael Cinquina. We're going to big up to you. Thank you so much for your donation. It genuinely means the world to me. And obviously, guys, just a sort of another note, I will keep plugging it. The Just Giving page, by the way, is pinned for the charity stream next Friday. Obviously, I get it if people don't want to donate now, want to donate on the day. But obviously, if you can get over there and just check it out, because all the story of the reason for me doing it is on there. So if you haven't, just take a read of that. If you don't want to donate now, I get it. And obviously, I will rather people donate to just the Just Giving page than the YouTube page, because YouTube take a cut. Just Giving give everything to the charity. And but I have obviously, Brian knows as well, and I've spoken to you guys in the chat, that all revenue from July is getting put into the charity fund, obviously at the end of July, and we want to hit the targets. So obviously, thank you so much for sending super chats in. But if you wanted to, and you wanted to put it straight to the charity, every penny you put over there goes to charity. And that, I'll be honest, I would rather that than the super chats, because I want as much money to the charity as possible, because I'll tell you what, they were amazing for my family. And I'll tell you what, every one of my family absolutely thanks every single person that helped from the hospice. They listen, when you've got a family member that goes through cancer and stuff, it is absolutely horrendous. And I'll be honest now, and this is me being a little bit serious for a second. We'll go back to sort of screw you, Daniel Levy, in a second. But I just wanted to sort of say, it's one of the one things that I would never want any single person to go through, and not just the person doing it, because that's equally is bad and horrendous, but how much of a toll it hurts your family, seeing a loved one basically go through it. And listen, this isn't a sob story. I'm not sitting here giving a sob story. That's not what I'm doing. But I just want you guys just to sort of read the story and stuff, because it genuinely touches me. And my family, I've got all full committed for me to do this. They're so happy for me to do it. But listen, go over there, check it out. It's pinned in the comments. I'll keep it pinned in the comments at every stream, all the way through, all through the charity and the whole month of July. But yeah, that is the only plug I'm going to be doing, and that's I just wanted to let you know.
That's going to be the only plug. You sure? That's going to be the only plug. No subscriber plug. No nothing. Plug. No begging.
No, El Beggio is only doing the charity begging now. I'm begging for charity. We're begging for good. No, but, but jokes aside and stuff, genuinely, like, I just wanted just to sort of let people know about the whole situation, because I can't wait. I'll be honest, I can't wait to do it. I'm excited. I'm going to get loads and loads of people, loads of people on there. Loads of people on there. How am I going to share my love with my son as he grows up? Then he has to be priced out as a single dad. Put for everyone going to say no. Exactly, and I think that is exactly it. We're getting to a stage where we're starting to just price people out, and I think that's horrible. Knowing that you're going questioning, going, oh, I want to take my boy to the football, and then you go, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Listen, it's going to get to a stage where the only time families and stuff are going to be going to footballs are friendlies. Really? And have you noticed there's less and less friendlies at the stadium now? There's one now. Used to be 2 or 3. One. Because it's all done. It's not nothing against the guys abroad, but it's all done in Australia for the Premier League, or it's done in Southeast Asia or wherever. America.
And why? But Perchy, then why is it done like that? It's to spread the exactly.
Of course,
it's
money.
It's to spread the commercial growth of this club and all other clubs, not just Tottenham, which generates more revenue to put back into the club to buy better players and do better things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go out there, grow, and we still have Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, and other players.
Of course.
Still at this football club.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. I put a tweet out yesterday. Actually, I'll read. Let me get the tweet up. Someone put it up. It was at Chelsea. Let me go into George. 1 second. George. Okay. So, well, let me find it. He tweets a lot because he upgraded my one. Where was it? Okay. So 2 years ago, there was a lineup of Chelsea versus Manchester City. Okay. And from that starting lineup and the bench, the only ones that are still there are Thiago Silva, James, Chilwell, and Kepa. The ones that have gone, Mendy, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Werner, Havertz, Alonso, Emerson, Christensen, Pulisic, Ziyech, Giroud, Hudson-Odoi. There's loads more there. Someone put up, what's up, Sava brother? Someone put on the identical fixture of when Spurs played that week.
It's 2, isn't it? 2 players that have gone.
Dele Alli and Lucas Moura.
But that's exact, Brian. That's exactly it. And big up, Sav. I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you're doing well. I'll grab you in a second. Big up, Loves Music. Roll on the prawn cocktail sandwich brigade. Exactly. Prawn sandwich brigade is the only way you can afford to go to Tottenham nowadays. Sav, mate. Hope you're well, mate. How was your Sunday morning doing? And what are your thoughts on the old pricing? Talk to me.
I'll be honest. I only woke up at about 10 o'clock, so it was nice. I had a bit of a lay-in. Watched a documentary last night about the American gladiators. So treated myself to crap TV and a lay-in. So all good. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Big up, Daigle.
Yeah, crap TV and a lay-in. That sounds like a wicked idea for a stream or something.
Yeah.
That's a quality title.
Crap TV and a lay-in. Yeah, absolutely.
Thoughts, mate, on the old pricing? Tell me.
Yeah. Look, I just feel like football seems to be the last thing on their mind, doesn't it? It's just, look, so many people, this is their thing, their local football team. Forget that we're an elite football club in an elite league. For so many people, this is their life.
Agreed.
Whether it's Friday, whether it's a Saturday afternoon, a Saturday night, Sunday, it doesn't matter when the game is, that's what they look forward to in the week. People go to work. Some people don't have a lot of money. And what little money they do have is spent on a ticket to go and watch their local football team play. And yeah, the cost of everything is going up. But it wasn't like we weren't paying a lot of money before.
Exactly.
Right? It wasn't like it was, tickets are £25 each and we put them up to 40 and you go, oh, okay. You know, tickets are, some of them are between 65 and 95 quid.
Mad.
And now imagine that you're a mum or dad of 2. So I can just hear something. Sounds like a plane landing. Can anyone else hear that?
No. Can you, Brian?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll look out the window in case there's a 747 out the window there.
No, it just feels to me like I can hear like there's a echo. Sorry, ignore me. It's probably my headphones.
Is it stopped?
I'll let you know in a second. Yeah, And no, don't worry, it's fine. I'll deal with it. But some of the tickets are like 65 to 95 pounds, right? Like, and they've chucked like Newcastle suddenly, and now, surprisingly, they're a category A game.
Yeah.
Now imagine you've got 2-3 kids, and you've got to get them a ticket. You got yourself a ticket. You're buying a program, some food for the kids, food for yourself, a couple of drinks for everybody. You're now looking at £400-500 for a day out to Tottenham Hotspur to watch Eric Dyer, right? No less. So for me, I wouldn't mind, right? I wouldn't mind if you are giving a premium product that you can turn around and say, cool, all right, you've gone and bought us the two world-class a bit far, but you've gone and bought us the 2 top centre-backs we need. You've gone and bought us 2 attacking midfielders. You know, you've got us a proper right winger, and you haven't been cheap with this, that, the other. But unfortunately, it's not for that anymore, guys. It's not for that. It is a tourist attraction. It is no longer a football club. It will be sold out either way, and people will pay that. People will pay it. People who haven't been season ticket holders before are now willing to get season tickets, even though we're getting worse on the pitch, even though we've gone 15 years without a trophy. People will keep paying it. So, devil in the deep blue sea, right? Levy puts it up. There's no deterrent for him not to. Of course. I'm not saying that's right, but there's no deterrent.
Of course,
there's no deterrent.
Sava, I said that to you. I said that last night when we were talking about it in the group chat. I just said we packed it out at 99.2% last season, watching some of the worst football I've ever seen, by the way, at Tottenham. No wonder he's put the price up. He's going, Daniel must be sitting there going, do you know what, guys? These lot will pay all this money to watch rubbish. I'll put an entertaining manager, an exciting manager with attacking football. I'll knock the price up. They'll pay it again. And however much we want to, he's a businessman. However much we hate the guy and all this lot, he's a businessman. What do businessmen do? They want to make money. I made the analogy at the start of this. I said, if you go to your local shop and you charge for a pint of milk £1, and the quality's good, but you go there next time and he charges you £1.25 and the quality's worse, but you buy it again and you keep going. Then they charge you £2, but the quality's horrendous, blah, 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 and it's still a pint of milk, but you still go there. Whose fault is, if we're going to judge it, whose fault is that? Is it you as the consumer for going, I'm getting it taken over? Or is it the shopkeeper who's going, I'm here to make money? I'm not here blaming fans. It's not what I'm trying to say here. And that's not the sort of point of it. But the point is that where are people's breaking points here? Where are people going to go, do you know what? I just can't afford it. I'll be honest. I'll sit there and go, I couldn't justify going every single game. I'll say it how it is. I couldn't justify paying 80 odd quid every other weekend to go and watch us play down the YR lane. Like, it's just
Perchy, let me just say, I'm having this exact argument right now with the guy on Twitter. This is how deluded some of our fan base is. Some of the fan bases now, or this guy I'm arguing with, is now saying that it's my fault because I've refused to give the club any money for 5 years. It's my fault that we're not winning stuff. It's my responsibility to put money into the club to help to go towards building our success. So I said to him, wait a minute, that's what I did for the first 17 years of Levy's campaign.
Yeah.
Shirt every
Nothing
single
changed.
season, tickets, home and away, the training gear, you name it. I ploughed my money into that football club, spent thousands upon thousands every year. But I stopped for 5 years when this stadium has come in, all the extra revenue, all the extra concerts, events, corporations, everything going on, the money that's coming in, but it's my fault. And other people like yourself that won't spend any money, it's our fault for not giving the club any more money, that we're not progressing. This is where we are.
This is the point, though, and you made a great point about it at the beginning, Brian, was if the reasoning is, we don't actually know the exact reasoning, but we're hearing a lot that the reasoning is because we're not in Europe. So what they're basically what that is, if that is the correction, I don't know if it actually is correct or not, but let's just say it is for this conversation. What that's basically saying is us as fans are being punished because them lot as players couldn't get us into Europe. That's theoretically, if that is the truth, I don't know if it is.
And if it is the truth, Perchy, what about the last? How many years have we been in Europe?
Yeah.
Why hasn't it changed on the pitch? Like, do you know what I mean? It's got to work both ways. Look,
Of course.
At the end of the day, as you know, I won't pay. And I've said for me to go back to that ground, I need to see a sustained plan.
Yeah,
with
agreed.
sustained proper purchases, with a transfer strategy when a manager is backed. And even then, like for me to go there, right, it's going to cost me 15, 20 quid in travel. Let's say I get the ticket at 80 quid. I'm now at £100. I haven't even done anything yet. I haven't even done anything. £100, right? Now I want to drink. What's a pint in the Spurs stadium?
5 or 6 quid.
Right. What's a pint in the pubs around the stadium? Some of them are charging like 8 quid, right?
Yeah.
So you have a couple of pints. I get a program, which, you know, back in the day used to be 2 quid and is now whatever that is.
£5 probably now, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you want some food, right? You travel back. So even if I was a single person going to a game, I'm probably 200 quid down. And yet when the actual 90 minutes of football starts, I'm watching Ryan Sessegnon. I'm watching Eric Dyer. I'm watching Oliver Skip, right? I no offense to these guys, but if I'm paying 85 quid and I see, I'm not saying we'd get these players, but I'm seeing Spurs are lining up with Tapsoba and Laporte at centre half. And I'm seeing that, you know, Harry Kane is playing up front with Muani or Vlahovic. You go, hang on, I want to go. If I'm seeing a David Ginola type maverick, it makes me want to go. But what we keep doing is we keep going cheap. We keep haggling. Let's be fair. I've tried. Brian, I know you and I haven't streamed for a while together. But I've tried to purchase it. I've tried to be more positive so far this transfer window. But every time I start getting more positive, I just look at it and think all the same signals are there. All the same signals are there. Like these two centre-backs, right? Sorry if I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but these two centre-backs, by the way, Dan, I'm not harsh on Skip. He's a very bang average footballer. He is.
He is.
These two centre-backs, Romano first announced that we were in discussions with their clubs 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And in the world of football, 14 days of negotiations. I get it, right? Arsenal are buying Declan Rice for 105 million. That's a tough deal where you're negotiating and you're getting it from, here's our first bid of 75. Now we're at 8. We're talking about a defender who's worth 30 million and a defender who's worth 45 million euros in Tapsoba and Van der Ven. How is that not done?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it won't be. I'm not saying it can't be this week. But if we go on that tour, if we go on that pre-season tour on Friday, by the way, which is 5 days away. So they've got 4 working days. Yeah. 4 working days, Monday to Thursday, to get those players in. We're going on a pre-season tour where we're meant to be bedding in, getting a new way of playing with the same bad defenders that we've had for the last 5 years.
Sam, you know where we are. You know where we are, Sam. You know where we are as well. Again, this guy that I'm arguing with on Twitter today has tried to remind me that the window closes on the 1st of September. I'm like, yes, and your point. They're like, well, we can bring in the defenders anytime up until then. I'm like, well, no. It's been our biggest problem for 3 years. You bring your players in before the pre-season tour so they get to get used to the manager, used to the system, up to fitness, so they're not lagging behind. So when they come in the first week of the season or after pre-season, they're playing catch-up. We're getting to know. You should be able to roll out your team on the first week of the season and say, right, we're ready to go. We may tinker with a couple of additions, but your main issue, your main problem, which has been the problem since Jan and Toby to sort out, we're going into Romero's 3rd season, and he's still playing with the shit that he came with. Whether people like Romero or not, and I know that's a hot topic at the moment, he is our best defender at the moment. And the fact that he's still playing with the same centre-backs that he came with is an absolute outrage. But it doesn't matter because it closes in September, so we don't have to get the defenders in.
The thing is the person you're talking to, yes, he's correct. Yeah, the window does shut on the 1st of September. But usually you're only signing players from the first game of the season and then the 1st of September when you're going, do you know what? We just need to get a little bit of extra quality here and there.
Exactly.
Most teams have their settled team going, this is it. Or what we're going to do, we're just going to tweak a little bit. Or, oh, crap, one of our midfielders has got a serious injury and is out for most of the season. We now need to go in quickly and go and buy somebody else. You don't know. We needed a centre-back. We've needed a centre-back for nearly 12, 13 months, 14 months and the rest.
What I don't get right is how have this club... There's ways to do this, right? If Spurs had gone out and got Vicario, Maddison, Tapsoba and Van der Ven all by last week, then they announced, right, the tickets are going up a little bit. At least then I think a few fans... I'm not saying it would make it right, by the way, guys, but for me it's about cushioning blows. At least then you think... To be fair, we did just splash 80 million on 2 centre-halves. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think, at least we did just do that. But we don't. We haggle, we negotiate, and if it does end up just being Van der Ven, who I like, by the way, but it's clearly not enough. One is not enough. If it is just Van der Ven, and we've gone for the cheaper option, whilst putting ticket prices up, whilst going for, let's be fair, I like Vicario, by the way, but whilst going for a cheaper option goalkeeper, whilst we never went and got Maddison when he was worth 70 million, did we? And was playing in the Premier League. We waited for him to be relegated and have 1 year left. So everything is the cheap option. And I'm not knocking that because I've wanted James Maddison since he was at Coventry. I think the boy's brilliant. But everything is the cheap option apart from what we must pay as football fans. And I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. The worst thing that's happened to this football club, I don't care. I'll argue this tooth and nail with anyone, is the stadium. This whole thing for a decade while the stadium was, they talked about it for years, didn't they? Then they finally got it over the line, planning permission. Then it took however many years to build it. And all you heard from people like me and Stel and Brian, we were on Twitter. Not saying we all knew each other necessarily, but I knew of these guys. And, we're all battering away going, the stadium's going to change nothing. It's everyone, you guys are negative. You guys are negative. You watch, we'll be able to compete. We'll put the money in. We'll have a plan. We'll do this. It allows us to be like the big boys. Since the stadium, we've been worse. Since the stadium's come into play, we've been worse, but charged a lot more to sit in comfort, but watch crap. Right? I'll argue with anyone. The stadium could have been brilliant for us had it been used for football purposes. The stadium could have been great for us had we gone and got naming rights. Why is there no naming rights on a stadium for 4 years, 4.5 years, whatever it is?
Yeah, but they've named the F1 track now. They got that done quick enough, didn't they?
Mate, it's
mad.
It's just madness. And listen, give me back. Call me old school. People will tell me, "Oh, you're an old fan. You're not moving with the times." I loved going to White Hart Lane. There was an energy in there. There was a buzz. Yeah, it was awful in the kind of foyer area where you got your bagel and your beer and whatever. It was absolutely horrible. But it was a football stadium. It was like it was that feel. Get to your seat and. Everyone then went to the pubs afterwards rather than congregating in a Beavertown lounge for 2 hours, giving the club more money. And I don't understand. We're still 4.5 years on from when the stadium was built, I believe. 4.5, 5 years. When did it open? 19? April of 2019,
2019.
Maybe?
Yeah, it would have been 2019.
Right.
Yeah. So we're nearly 4.5 years into the stadium being open. And the caliber of players we're buying isn't as good as when we were in White Hart Lane. Yeah. The football we're seeing hasn't been as good as when we were in White Hart Lane. There's no strategy or plan since we've moved into this stadium. But yet people will fight tooth and nail to tell you that this chairman, this owner, has Spurs fans' best interests at heart. And he doesn't. He never has. I don't know if you guys discussed this before I joined. Sorry, because I was busy. But, busy. I said I was getting showered and brushing my teeth and stuff. So I just woken up. Busy sleeping. But even back in the day, do you remember when pre-season tours would be for the everyday fan to go and watch their club?
Agreed. But I mentioned that earlier. I said that earlier. I said before, you used to have at least 3 games in the stadium, pre-season games. You get 1 now because the rest of it's in America, Asia, Australia, because it's all about pushing the brand out now. Then
I remember, I don't know, obviously depending on age and whatever, I remember going to a pre-season friendly at Vicarage Road, Watford, and it was Klinsmann's first appearance in a Spurs shirt, or his second, one of the first or second. And it just, that buzz, you know, it was, all right, Watford's not the easiest place to get to, but it's London, you know, it was like, I loved that. I loved those pre-season games. And you'd go down and you'd see a mixture of teams. Now it's just all for people like, I don't understand. Where do people manage to get 2 weeks off work to travel around Asia and go and watch Spurs every night? You know, it's just, it's dead. There's no, I don't know about you guys. I don't have a connection. I don't have a connection anymore with it.
No, I mean, I was trying to find the message, comment that Michael put. Yeah, this is it. Michael's Australian. He's paid $233 to watch Spurs versus West Ham in a friendly, by the way, in Australia.
Wow.
Says it all, doesn't it? Like, listen, big up to you.
Well, wait, let me just work out. What is that in English? Let me just work that out.
$223 is about...
233 AUD.
It's probably about 150 quid, I think.
£121.
£121. Do you know what I mean?
34 pence. I'm Daniel Levy. I'm rounding things up.
But that's a friendly. Now, and big up Michael, by the way. Much love, just big sending over super chats and stuff. Welcome. Hope you're doing well, mate. But that's what I mean, though. Like it's exploitation, and that's what I hate. And one of the key things I love, by the way, I went to watch Spurs versus Reading at the Majeski in a friendly. One of my first games as a kid going, because I lived just near. I lived in Berkshire in that sort of way, so it was easier to get to. I watched Spurs versus Porto in a friendly. It's like friendlies used to be good at White Hart Lane. I used to love going to White Hart Lane and watch a friendly. But now it's not about that. Listen, and unfortunately, it was Corey made the good point. Our club's heritage has now been taken away from us, whilst they're using the heritage of our football club to make money, pounds and pounds and pounds on us. Does that make sense? They're using Tottenham Hotspur, the great name of Tottenham Hotspur, as a way, just as a marketing tool now. And that's not just Tottenham, by the way. That happens across the board. But it's horrendous seeing it happen. And it's football, unfortunately, now. It's what football is now. It's a marketing gimmick. It's about making money. That's all it is.
He had a real chance for me this summer. Look, I've said this for 20 odd years. He had a real chance this summer, right? You've gone and got your attacking manager. You've got James Maddison through the door as your playmaker. You had a real chance now. Go and wrap up a couple of centre-backs really quickly. Go and get that defensive midfielder that can sit in front of the back four. Chuck some money at it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Chuck some money at it. Build a team and then just start getting rid of Deadwood. I know that simplifies it, but if we were all sitting here right now, guys, and we had Vicario, Maddison, you know, we'd got in Tapsoba and Van der Ven, and you'd got in like an Amrabat. Right now, I'm sitting here going, I can't wait for the season to start. I like the look of that. But right now, I'm thinking we go on tour in 5 days and our centre-backs are going to be, again, Romero and another. Do you know what I mean? Our centre-backs are going to be Romero or Dyer. Romero and Dyer. Romero and Davis. Romero and Tanganga. Romero and Rodham.
Yeah.
It's baffling.
What you got to look at as well, and I will go nuclear beyond nuclear. If Clement Longley makes his way back to N17, if I see breaking news and I see him holding up a shirt and it's a permanent deal, this will show me and how it won't show everyone who is pulling the strings once again and what is happening. I mean, it was rumoured at 13 million. Then Barcelona was so desperate it went down to 6. And now Spurs are trying to get him out of his contract for free with 1 year left to help Barcelona with their wage bill. How desperate does that sound? We're Tottenham Hotspur. You've raised tickets so we can try and buy Clement Longley out of his contract and bring him here for free. That's what we're doing.
I wouldn't mind if it was our fourth choice, by the way. Like,
I wouldn't mind.
if,
I would care if he was our 28th choice. I can't stand him.
No, listen, I hear you. For me, what I'm saying is if you've got Romero, Van der Ven and Tapsoba, then you get Longley on a free as your fourth choice. Bearing in mind, if you're only playing two centre-backs and playing once a week, your fourth choice doesn't play a lot. It's only that we've seen more centre-halves recently because we've played a back three. I'm cool with that. Free transfer, be our fourth choice, cool, whatever. Yeah, in emergencies. But if he is the guy we go to, right? If this is, I know, we couldn't get a centre-half last year, so we got Longley. I know we can't get a centre-half this year. Let's repeat the exact same thing. Now, I'm hoping I look like an idiot, guys. I'm hoping this week we get a couple of here we goes from Tapsoba, Van der Ven, whoever it is. I'm not just saying those two, whoever it is, and we go, right, okay, at last. But what happens is fans praise that. Fans praise it for doing what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he really cares. Look, he's bought Tapsoba. Do you mean we should be buying players like Tapsoba every summer?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be a big push, should it? I know you're right.
Yeah,
exactly.
It shouldn't feel like it's our birthday, Perchy. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't feel like.
But the same one is the other one. Is what's happened with Manor Solomon, by the way? What's going on there? He was meant
that
to.
Will go through. That will go through.
But it's what's going on with that? Like all of a sudden, he was having a medical. Now he's not. He's having it next week. It's like,
mate, we can't even get Scott Munn's start date right,
mate.
Mate,
I was going to say.
Listen, when you look at it, this is a businessman that's hired Paratici, didn't do your due diligence, up for corruption. This is a guy that didn't know how many players you could have out on loan, so had to cancel a contract to get Doherty off the books to bring Porro in. This is a guy that has now hired Scott Munn and said to start July the 1st, all right, this has been a hold up by City, but you announced this conveniently enough when shit started hitting the fan again after Newcastle. It was like, oh no, shit's hitting the fan again. We've announced a new chief footballing officer who will begin work July the 1st to carve up. Oh, we're going in a new direction now. Scott Munn is at the wheel. We'll deal with this. We'll give him time. You can't even get his start date right.
I mean, I don't know what that is. I think that's probably something that I bet something's gone wrong behind the scenes about the City Group and stuff. Because from what it looks like, the City Group wants some money and stuff because of. I bet you what's happened is he's got him to do work and it's something like that. But regardless,
do you know the thing is, Perchy, right? I understand in life and in business these things happen, right? Now, normally with most football clubs, you'd say, "Oh, Scott Munn was meant to be starting this day. Starts that day. Okay, no worries. These things happen." The problem is, and I think the frustration I can see definitely in like Brian's face is it's every situation at Tottenham seems to be a hassle. Like there never seems to be a Spurs have hired this, boom, 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 done. Every signing feels like it needs weeks and weeks of conversations. Scott Munn was announced in March,
April.
Beginning of April. I remember. I remember. I was on the plane on the way back from Cape Verde, and I remember landing and seeing all this news about Scott Munn. That's right. Scott Munn. That situation. The Manor Solomon. Obviously, we know this. Shakhtar wanted some talks about Spurs giving some money, whatever. But it's every situation. Like why can't we just wake up one day and they go, Spurs put in a bid last night for Tapsoba, for example.
He's having a medical in a couple of days,
Right. Let's use a player that we haven't been linked with. Like, let's just say, for example, I'm just chucking a name out there. I'm not saying I necessarily want this guy. Off the top of my head, Spurs are in for Conor Gallagher. Boom. Right. Spurs are in for Conor Gallagher. Official bid submitted this morning. No problem with player salary. Medical should be happening in 48 hours. Why can't we see that? And by the way, before people going about Conor Gallagher, I just plucked him out the air.
Do you know what? You're right.
We can't do it.
We seem to see it with every other club, don't we? We see it with Fabrizio Romano. Just goes, boom, boom, boom. Liverpool have activated the release clause of Szoboszlai. The terms have been agreed between the clubs, and the player will be having his medical in 48 hours. And in 48 hours, he's wearing the number 8 shirt and he's wandering around Anfield. Do you know what I mean?
I can beat that. In January, with the filth getting Trossard, I remember because it was the day we went to Manchester City away and lost 4-2, and I went with Ben.
Oh, yeah.
When Benner picked me up, Arsenal had outbid us. Before we got to Birmingham, Trossard to Arsenal, here we go.
Yeah.
What happens in a car between you and Ben and Birmingham stays between you and Ben and Birmingham, right?
But this is it, mate. This is it. I mean, the best one I can remember as well is I was in Toronto when Lucas Moura was signed. Lucas Moura arrived the day before the deadline day finished and was in the Spurs training ground. Before we got the here we go and it was announced, Aubameyang went to Arsenal and signed. Giroud went to Chelsea and signed. And Batshuayi went back to Dortmund and signed. All three of them were done in the same day when Moura was at Tottenham the day before. And all three deals got done and announced.
It's embarrassing. We take so
forever for us to do. But
it does.
Does anyone else feel the same? And I think I can't remember if I mentioned it to one of you guys, but it probably was. I genuinely get the feeling at Tottenham, I just get so bored with our transfers because I go, when you see a transfer and you go, oh, Spurs are linked with insert player here. Oh, I'm excited now. Let me do a bit of research.
And then it takes us a month of Willie, won't he?
And you go, I don't even care anymore. Like now, look, I was excited. I was in Hamburg when we got the news about Manos Solomon. I went, oh, I'm excited about that. I was on the stag do. I was doing a bit of research. I went, oh, do you know what? He's not got the greatest output, but he looks a good player. Like there's something there. It'll be the Lucas Moura replacement. Boom. He's having his medical next week. Great. I'm excited. And then it's not happening now.
Yeah, then a week later, and we're still sitting going, what's going on?
Bear in mind, this is a free transfer, by the way. This is a player that doesn't even have a football club.
All right, Perchy. Now imagine this, right? At the time, I think that we offered 12 million for Trossard, right? I think, was it 22 million that got him over the line at Arsenal? 27 million.
Yeah.
Now imagine, because at the time, they weren't after him. When we were after him, they weren't after him. No. They were after Mudryk. Now imagine, right, just I like playing these hypothetical games in my own head. It's just fun. Let's play Football Manager. Now imagine, in the January transfer window, we'd gone out and spent 22 to 25 million would have got him in the first instance, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine we'd put 25 million down on Trossard, hadn't have got Danjuma on loan, you got Trossard, right? Now we'd be going into this summer, right? We'd be going into this summer without needing Solomon on a free, with Kulusevski, Son, Trossard, Kane, Maddison, and Richarlison. If you want to add Charleston as the sixth, right? Straight away now I'm going, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. That's really, really good, right? But instead, what we had to do this window is, again, go through a process of, listen, I've got nothing against Manuel Solomon. I think he's a decent player, by the way. But it's a transfer that we didn't need to make because we could have made...
We should have had it already done, yeah.
We should have had a Trossard in January. And this is the thing. How many more times are we going to do this? And again, by the way, I think Solomon's going to be I think he'll be a good addition. I think that you need squad players. You need... You know, if Son is injured or playing badly, we need a player that plays there that can come in and do that. But it's just every single signing. Every single signing. Look at David Raya. By the way, I'm starting to think there is a bit of a reason why no one has taken the plunge.
I was going to say that with no one wants David Raya for 40 million. There's a reason for it in there.
But the thing is, David Raya, personal terms agreed. Then it just dies down. Right? Tapsoba and Van der Ven, personal terms agreed like 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And then we heard last week it was Spurs have submitted their first bid. So it was like 10 days after we started talking, apparently. They submit the first bid. Has anyone even heard what happened with that bid? Has it been accepted? Has it been rejected? Is he going to?
But this is my point, Savin. This is the key point. Van der Ven, when we all the news, personal terms agreed. Everyone went, oh, do you know what? I'm excited for this. I was saying at the time, I said, do you know what? It makes sense why we want to get this. This one's going to be a deal we can get done quickly. They want 20. The rumored fee was around 26 million euros, give or take. Take that as you wish with a pinch of salt. So I went, do you know what? 26 million pounds or whatever it is for a 22-year-old centre-half who looks good. He's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a good recovery pace. Like it. Fees, the personal terms, no issues. Great. Okay. Get the bid in. Then in a couple of days, I want to see, here we go. This lad's on a plane from Wolfsburg and he's coming into London and he's going to get done in a few days. No, we hear nothing. And then we hear the news of it's between Tapsoba or Van der Ven. Why? We need 2 defenders. It doesn't make sense. If these are 2 defenders that as a football club we look at and go, they improve us as a football club. Listen, we can have opinions on it, but if the club go, these are 2 ones that improve us. We need 2 defenders. Then get them in. Why are we at a stage? And do you know what my worry is? I genuinely think the worry is at the moment, what it feels like at the moment is it's 1 out, 1 in. So it's like I feel like we're trying to wait for the likes.
I agree.
And then all of a sudden, then we're going to start putting in bids for the likes of Van der Ven or Tapsoba. No, get these players in so they can gel. If these are players we want, I want them playing against West Ham. I don't want to see them coming in midway through pre-season. They've then not been able to. They've not been able to gel with the football squad, and then we get to the game against Brentford, and they've only played maybe 1 pre-season game.
If you're Postecoglou, right, Perchy, if you're Postecoglou, surely one of the things you're saying is, don't let me start the tour without players I need.
Agreed.
I'm not saying you don't buy any players from the moment you go on tour, but everyone in the world, I think every man and his dog understands Tottenham's problems are in defence. Now, we can talk about needing a new defensive midfielder, sure, but our problem is centre-half. We've got to get centre-halves in. We know it. The club know it. Postecoglou will know it. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew it, right? Everyone knows it. And yet that hasn't been addressed immediately. Now, if they go and do it this week, cool. Right? I know I'll get loads of people going, oh, see, you were wrong. I've not been wrong about anything. This is what they should be doing.
Yeah.
This is what they should be doing. So I expect between now and Friday, 2 defensive signings. If that doesn't happen, it tells you everything you need to know that this club it's all... At the moment, it's all kind of blowing smoke up our backsides.
Yeah,
We've got an attacking manager. Yeah, great. I love Postecoglou. I've got no problem with him. And he's brilliant with the media. He's brilliant in his interviews.
I love the,
We've got James Maddison. No problem with that. Brilliant. But you don't stop there. You can't just bring in an attacking manager and a playmaker and say, right, we're good. No, doesn't mean anything if you don't sort out the defense. So, look, I'm just a bit. I'm starting to get the worry signs that happen most window. I'm starting to get the worry signs.
You know what happens though. This is what the fan base with this is what we've become. We've become a fan base that doesn't worry about the quality we come in. We worry about how the deal is structured and the finances. Oh, that's too much.
I've never known a club that cares so much about transfer fees, by the way.
That. And now the next thing we're doing is they think that it doesn't matter if we get the players we need on deadline day. It means we did well. It doesn't. They don't. They're like people are saying that we've still got 4 or 5 weeks.
There's no forward planning, Daigle. Yeah. Like people say, as long as they come in, doesn't matter when in the summer. Well, no. Don't you want our new manager to have all the maximum amount of time with these new players to bed them in?
Exactly.
Let's say, for example, scenarios. Let's say, for example, you're bringing in Van der Ven and Tapsoba. And let's say he wants to play Van der Ven left, Tapsoba and Romero in the middle, and Porro right. And I don't know. I'm not saying he will do that. That takes time. That takes time for those 3 players that have never played together before.
Agreed.
To bond and to gel. If you start doing that on the last day of the transfer window, by then, how many games would we have played?
4 no, because actually it'll be 5 because of the we're playing the second round of the Carabao Cup.
Okay, so 5. So we would have played 5 games by then. 5 games is what? If that's 4 league games, that's 12 points.
Yeah. Right.
Do you know what I mean? You see where I'm coming at from this? So all these fans that say it doesn't matter when they come in. How about look at Arsenal? When are Arsenal going on tour? I'm guessing they're going somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Even if they don't go on tour, you look at it now for the beginning of their friendlies, they've got Declan Rice in, Havertz in. It doesn't matter what we think of them; they're the players they wanted. Havertz in, Declan Rice, and Julian Timber already, so they will all get maximum pre-season minutes. right? While we'll be having Eric Dyer at centre half against West Ham next week.
Mad, isn't it? When you think about it, it's insane.
Yeah, they're going to America.
They're going to America.
Yeah.
Just quickly, can I just say something on what you've just said there, Perchy? I've only got another 10 minutes, but on what you just said there, Perch. I've never understood this. I've never understood this transfer. Like, everyone talks like they own the club. Like, everyone talks about deal and structure, and if there's players worth this and worth that. I was having this conversation on another channel. It wasn't a Spurs channel the other day, and I think it was with Saeed TV actually, with a few of the Man U and Arsenal fans and that. And I said, everyone keeps going, oh my God, like Spurs fans especially, oh my God, Declan Rice at 105 million, what a waste, this, that, the other. And I broke it down like this. Here's how I broke it down. Declan Rice is a quality central midfielder. Let's not beat around the bush.
Of course.
He's a quality central midfielder who's a captain. He's a future Arsenal captain for sure. He's future England captain when Kane isn't is gone. He's one of the first names on the team sheet for England and will be for Arsenal week in, week out. He's 24 years of age. They could get 6, 7, 8 years out of him and 105 million, right? Now, 105 million on its own, Perchy, sounds like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
In the last 4 years, let's name all the central midfielders that Spurs have bought and how much they cost combined, right? And then we'll revisit Rice in a minute. So we could start with Ndombele at 55 to 65 million.
60 million, yeah, it was.
60 million. Lo Celso rounds that up to a cool 100 just for those two.
And the rest?
Right?
No, I mean, if you count his loan fee including it, that's easily 50 million, that was.
Okay, all right. So there we go.
Yes.
So we're at 110 million, 110, 115 million.
Yeah.
Right? You think just before, I won't put Sissoko on because it was a while back. Then you think we've spent, what was Bentancur?
Bentancur was 30 odd.
30 odd, right? So now we're up to 150 million.
Yeah.
Right? Højbjerg was 15. So now we're up to 165 million pounds. Basuma was 25, right?
Yep.
So now we're up to 190 million.
Yep.
Papa Sarr was 15 million.
Yep.
So now we're up to 205 to 210 million. And what have we got from all of those midfielders as a collective?
A Bentancur that's at the moment out injured for 6 months or whatever it is.
Right. So of all those, I think we've just named 6 or 7 centre midfielders that came to over 200 million, right? That Spurs have got. You could say Højbjerg's worked hard, and he has. You know, Højbjerg's done a few bits, and Bentancur's had a few good games, but let's be fair, it was only a few, and he's been injured. Arsenal, for 105 million, will get more in one season from Declan Rice
than
those 6 or 7 central midfielders combined.
Agreed.
And yet we'll go, 105 million.
Well, what they've gone and done is
they've
paid 105 million pounds for the next captain for nearly 10 years, basically, give or take. That's what they've done.
And yet we'll look at them. As we sit here, quibbling over a few quid for a centre half.
Yeah.
They're going out and buying future cap. Now, listen, I'm not saying they're going to win the league. I don't think they will. I don't think it matters what Arsenal do, if I'm honest. I just think Man City are Man City. But they are... We have got fans actively going, oh, my God, look at Arsenal, 105 million. They've well overspent.
Yeah.
Context.
Mental.
Have they? If they have him for 7 or 8 years and it works out to be 10 to 12 million pound per year for a future captain, for a midfield stalwart who will play, let's be fair, that guy's playing every minute of every game he's fit, right?
He's going to be their best midfielder do you know what I mean? He's going to be exactly what they need at that club. It's mad, isn't it? But it's incredible, isn't it? Because Spurs fans don't know what to say. And I'll say this out. Because 1 minute it's, we need to be buying better players. But then we laugh at Arsenal for going buying one of the best English midfielders at the moment for 105 million quid. You can't have it both ways. If it was the other way around and Spurs had spent 105 million pound on Declan Rice, we wouldn't be saying that. We'd be going.
We'd be telling the world he's the best midfielder. We'd be telling the world he's the best midfielder in the world. That's what we would be doing if we had signed him. You know, I just think I look at it and I go, I think, look, 4 years of Ndombele at 60 million. Rice will give them more in his opening 5 games than we've ever had from Ndombele in 4 years.
Exactly.
Right?
This is the thing, though. You also then look at Chelsea, and everyone's laughing at Chelsea. Oh, they've spent loads of money and bought rubbish. They're going to go and buy Caicedo, by the way. That's basically going to be their N'Golo Kante,
for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah.
Exactly. He's 22, so they've got him for at least another 10 years if they keep him along. And I said, welcome, Alex, by the way. Sorry, I wasn't mean to be rude and not interrupt you, but this is the point. When we all sit there and we all laugh at Chelsea. Oh, let's all laugh at Chelsea. They finished, 11th? Great, let's laugh at Chelsea because let's be honest. You're all lying to yourselves if you don't think Chelsea are going to finish above us this season. Let's be honest. Alex, I feel like you want to drop your pipe bomb out in a second, so go for it. I'll let you have a go. Go on, mate. How you doing?
You know what? I said I was trying to refresh, reset, restart, and I've not videoed for quite a while. And I apologise to the masses that are my subscribers and stuff, but I had to do something on my channel, Mr. Box Office TV, again, coming back with some truths. But this really touched. This really stunk a little bit, and this is the thing why everyone was having a go at me saying I was negative about what's going on in the new era of Tottenham Hotspur. But I know my football club, and unfortunately, you get bitten twice. You're not going to get bitten 3 times, and this stinks, absolutely stinks, and that's it. And I think the thing is, me and Sava, we might not agree how to get there, but we agree on a lot of things, though. What's going on still, and that's the thing. And it's just, I don't understand why we bantered Arsenal. Arsenal at the moment, it's embarrassing, but for us. But at the end of the day, they're doing what Arteta wants. At the end of the day, and they're going forward. It's a forward-thinking club. The 3 players they've got are they can play in different positions. And it's a plan. It's an absolute plan.
Well, Alex, what our fans will do is we'll laugh at Havertz. That's what we'll do. We'll laugh at Havertz.
Arteta wants him.
That's my point. Arteta must have a plan for the guy. Yeah. But equally, it's a squad. They need to. I know we're not Arsenal fans, but they need to build a squad. They've now got multiple options in positions. I think they still need more, but they've got multiple options in positions. Can I just ask quickly, just quickly, when Corey Boy says most South American players can't handle the Premiership, apart from the man injured, I'm sorry, this is not true in any way, shape. I keep hearing this about foreign players. The whole league. Sergio Aguero, Alexis McAllister, Martinez,
Alexis Sanchez,
Martinez, Bobby Firmino. I mean, are we
Gabriel Jesus?
Janino.
It's a bit of a fallacy when people group a whole nation and say it can't work,
a whole continent.
But sorry, just quickly on this, that bit that makes me laugh is I hear this all the time as well. Like, foreign players are a bigger risk. Are they? Isn't 80% of the Premier League or something made up of foreign footballers?
Let's be honest. You'd rather have a Vinicius Junior than having, I don't know, trying to pluck a Jared Bowen. I'm just thinking on a random. So it's like, I don't know what that means. It's just it's generalizations again. I wanted to ask you, Alex. I want to ask you a question because you're a match-going fan. You are. You tell us all the time and stuff, but you don't have a season ticket. Because obviously this whole thing must impact you. And I genuinely wanted to ask you a question because I brought up at the start of it about it and just go, does these price increases make you go, do you know what? I'm not going to go. Because I'd like to know your genuine thoughts about it and stuff. Because it's a serious matter because it's like, if anything, out of everyone here, I think, Brian, you've got a season ticket or you don't have it anymore? Or
me, I had a season ticket holder. I was the season ticket holder from 1995 to 2004.
Yeah, that's the same. But my point is, you don't go as much anymore and stuff and all that.
From
Alex,
from 1987 through to 2007.
Yeah, but I just wanted to ask Alex because obviously you go to the games, go regularly. This is obviously these price increases impact you directly. So I genuinely wanted to get your take on this and Does it? Because also I put in my poll. Is it? Does these price increases deter you from going to Tottenham next season? Genuine question.
Maybe for Alex, yeah. Maybe for Alex, yeah. It is now because I've heard on the grapevine that the people that put their tickets on the exchange, they'll get the price that it was before, but they put their profit margin on it to get their profit on it.
But I read as well, and again, I want to just check if anyone quote me if I've got it wrong, that even if you put a child's ticket onto the exchange, it gets sold at an adult's price. Am I right or wrong in saying that?
Yeah.
If that's the case, that is absolutely disgraceful.
This is allegedly.
Yeah, it's allegedly.
Because I can't. This is where I've got to be diplomatic. Surprising, Mr. Box Office being diplomatic. Yes, I know how to be diplomatic. Yeah, but unfortunately, on the grapevine, I've heard allegedly that they are hiking up that price, even though the person that is putting their ticket on the exchange, they're trying to get profit margins out of it. That's where I'm absolutely seething. I'm seething.
But it's all money, isn't
it? Because it's
horrible,
for me, it's not our fault. They messed up last season. That's their excuse last season.
I agree.
And I'm sorry, I can't have it. Yeah, and I think it's embarrassing that people are defending it. Yeah, nothing against them. Yeah, and I know their names. Because if they want to have a go, at Mr. Box Office, I'm here every single time. Sava knows it, Perchy knows it as well, and they take it every single time. You know what I mean? And respect them as well. You know what I mean? You know, and that's it. You know, it's the reason why I can't watch you tonight, Sava, because I love you, Sava, but there's certain people on there that I will want to debate if I watch them. But I love you. I absolutely love. I will tell you off stream.
You were about to say Fuad.
Yeah, lovely guy, but oh gosh, I want to debate every single time. But it'll be absolutely fantastic. So watch it, please watch it. But can't watch him. But yeah, my point is, yeah, it's just I just don't get it. Because the thing is, you're not thinking about the fans. It's like, I know the finances. I'm not here for being political, bro. I'm not here to be political. Yeah, I'm fed up of hearing about Daniel. It's always about Daniel Levy. You know what I mean? You've got your new man, yeah, and now all of a sudden it's now about you again. It's about you again. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it.
Alex, is what you're saying? Sorry, just to paraphrase, what you're saying is it would be lovely for once. Sorry, you haven't said this, but this is how I read it. It would be lovely for once for Spurs to just conduct the way they run the club transfer business strategy plan, and for Daniel Levy to just be in the background and us not be talking about it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Agreed.
You know, I don't feel like any other club talks about their owner as much as we talk about our owner.
So true. So true.
Like if I look in all this conversation with Arsenal, all this conversation I've seen about Arsenal and then buying Havertz, then buying Timber, then buying Rice, I've not seen Kroenke's name mentioned once. I keep seeing Edu's name mentioned.
And Arteta's name.
mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't see Kroenke's names mentioned because those guys actually changed the way they ran the club.
Yeah.
And now they're in the background just running the club. That is where I think we must get to, Alex. I think you probably agree on that. I think we must get to a point where we have a transfer window and Levy's name isn't in anyone's mouth. Do you know what I mean? We have a transfer window and we go,
we're playing matches, Sava. Even when we're playing matches, because it's always about Daniel Levy. I'm bored of it. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. It's just like this is why I've kept my calm and I've just kept neutral on the whole thing with Postecoglou, because I know he said what he said about Brian Mason. I don't mind him being there. Yeah, I don't mind us having debates and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all smiles now. Yeah, but when it's going badly. Yeah, and I think this is putting more pressure on Postecoglou. Yeah, it's putting more pressure on him because I think they want Champions League because that fifth spot and that's it. And I don't like that. I do not like that because at the moment we are so far away from that. At the moment, we need to build. We need to build and take time. And I think this price uptake is only putting pressure on them because now fans are sitting there thinking, "I'm paying a lot of money now. So why am I not getting a Champions League team? Why am I not getting someone that's competing with the top 6? Yeah. So to those fans, they're saying, "Well, I'm expecting more."
Yeah,
And
but
that's
Alex,
it.
that's not happening, is it?
No.
That's
That's the
not
point I'm
happening
making.
with fans.
That's
actually.
the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making.
I know. That's the point you're making. This is the worrying thing. There are people having debates right now about why it's justified for Spurs to put the prices up. Right? I don't care what anyone says. We are a football club. We are normal football fans. You can't keep putting the price up. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to make this up. It doesn't matter if Daigle earns £1 million a year and I earn 20 grand a year. It doesn't matter. We're still the normal football fan. No one should be priced out of going to watch their local club play football.
That's the key part of what you're saying. And this is what I said, though. This is what I said and this is what I said at the start of the show. Was what's irritating and what's upset me the most about this? Because as I said, Alex, you've been saying that I'm doing it again. I'm too positive, but I'm being real here. Going to your football should be a rite of passage. And I've said this. It doesn't matter, as you say, it should be a rite of passage. But what's happening now is that rite of passage now is at a cost, and it's at a cost in an environment and an economy right now that some people, when Joe Bloggs, who goes every single week and he's been going for 15 years or whatever and stuff, he's gone for 15 years and stuff he's going, I can't justify going. I can't justify paying 80 quid to go and watch us play Newcastle United. That's wrong. We should be there. There shouldn't be people that have been going for nearly 5 decades that are going, I've got to give up my season ticket now because I just can't afford it anymore. I'm retired and I just can't afford it. That's wrong. People, but the club don't care about that. They don't care about Daigle. They don't care about you, Alex. They don't care about you, Sava. They care because they care about someone sitting in the seat. They don't care about the individual sitting in the seat because if one of us isn't there, someone else is going to be there. But they want day trippers in air quotes going. They want people to go for their first time. Because if people go for the first time, they go into the shop, they go and buy a kit, they go and get their favourite player, Harry Kane, on the back, or they go and buy a load of stuff from the shop. They go and buy food at the food stalls. They go and buy a few beers. They buy a programme. They don't want the one person walking in there for their season ticket that goes every single week, sat down and go to the pub after. I don't want that. It doesn't make them enough money. But I saw this, and I said this at the beginning of it. I said, in the next 2 decades, season tickets will be eradicated because it won't matter to them. They don't want season tickets. They do season tickets because it's historical. They don't do it because they want to.
Percher, I've got to jump, but just quickly before I do, what I would say to this, everybody I know that isn't a Spurs fan, that goes to our stadium for concerts, for NFL, for boxing, loads of my mates would never go to Spurs for football, but they go and watch Anthony Joshua or whoever have a tear up there, and they go. Every single person, even like Wayne Holland, who's a Leicester City fan, went there to watch the NFL. Everyone says, what a stadium, don't they?
Yeah.
What a stadium. Yeah. Everyone has photos outside of them in an NFL jersey that Spurs would have some deal on. You know, everyone's queuing outside the club shop. Everyone's in there drink. Listen, Levy's created this, and this is Levy's created what he wanted to create.
Agreed.
This is the problem, and this is why for all those people that were lapping it up when it was being built, truly believing it was going to be different. These are the same fans now that will turn around and go, "Oh, but we can't compete with Chelsea, with City, with Liverpool, with Man United." Well, why not? Why not? Look at the money we generate.
Everyone was sold the dream. They were sold the dream about the stadium. But you're right, Sava. Some of us went, do you know what? What that is, it's just to become a complex so they can put absolutely everything in there. Daniel Levy was the person that came out and said he wants to try and get 2 events on at the same time. And he's already done that, by the way. He's already done that because he's had Tottenham playing and then an hour or so later, he's had the women play in the same stadium in one event. It doesn't shock me anymore. It doesn't shock me anymore.
And that's why I won't pay for a ticket.
Same, agreed.
I can afford a ticket. I choose not to. Whether it makes a difference or not, people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Someone else will take it." But listen, for my peace of mind, I know that I'm not lining their pockets.
Agreed.
Because otherwise, I feel like I'm a hypocrite. I can't sit there and moan about what they're doing and then go, "Oh, there you go. There's 95 quid for me to watch Newcastle beat us at home."
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. But listen, guys, I do need to jump.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Genuinely, go. If you're in the chat and you haven't, go and subscribe to the Football Heritage TV. One of the best channels out there in the Tottenham community. Go and subscribe.
And no matter what Alex said, please tune in tonight.
Yeah,
the Spurs review is back.
The
Spurs review is back. It's my biggest show of the week, and it's normally quite hefty on a Sunday night. So I'll be there live at 8 p.m.
Who have you on tonight?
I've got Tapping Tobes and Fuad Adani as well. So Sean can't make it; he's busy. So yeah, it's just me, Fuad, and Tobes. But it should be a great show. See you all later. Much love. See ya. Bye. Brian, I'll message you. Mate.
Big up Alex as well, brother. I haven't had a chance to say hello to you.
Big up to Cockhead TV. Is Alex
please watch Savage tonight. Please watch Savage tonight.
No, you got to go over and watch. Honestly, the Spurs review is always a good watch. Oh god, it's 2 hours. I wasn't even going to go this long. How many? Let's just do a bit of a plug. Can we get 10 more subs before we get to 1,100? Would be amazing. And obviously go and subscribe to Alex. Is it Alex THFC? Someone put the link in the chat. If you're in there, go and subscribe. And obviously go and subscribe to Tottenham Talk, of course. I think we just sort of wrap it up very shortly, guys.
Can I just say something, Bertie, before you? I think what Brian said was absolutely brilliant. What he said, it's like they are absolutely destroying our history. They just completely forgotten our history. But
Alex, what they're doing, do you know what's even worse? It's not even the fact they're destroying our history. They're using our history to make absolute bucket loads of money. That's the problem. They've used the great name Tottenham Hotspur as a sort of a kingpin of it to go and sell everything else. This is a home of Tottenham. No, it's not. What? This isn't the home of Tottenham. This is a multi-purpose stadium that is used to put absolutely anything in. White Hart Lane was the history of Tottenham, not this stadium. And listen, and what Sava said earlier was right. People saw this coming. They knew what was coming. And I said all along, by the way, I said I don't actually care about them putting loads and loads and loads of stuff into this stadium. I don't mind about that. Do you know what? I want them to. But what I don't want them to do is absolutely use that as a scapegoat reason for us as a football club. They should be using that to pump loads of money into all the money and all the benefits from Anthony Joshua, the Chili Peppers, insert any other fucking, who was it? Taylor Swift, was she there? I don't know. Was it Beyonce? All this crap. The F1. If all that money and all that revenue comes into protecting us as fans, so we get a respectable season ticket, point one, we get transfers that improve us, and we're going up the food chain in football, and we're respected as a fan base, because the whole point of us, listen. Why are they not selling tickets? Why does the money not trickle down and protect us as fans, as day-to-day going fans? It doesn't. It keeps going up. It keeps going up. And it's soulless now. I'll be honest, as I said to you, I went to the Bournemouth game. Brian, you were there. I caught you up there, chatted to you at the protest, and that was when Ryan gave me a spare ticket. Big up to Ryan Isaacs.
Yeah, I protested. I didn't go in.
It was the first time I walked out of there, and I didn't regret it. It's the second time I've left a stadium early. Second time. I did it once when we I can't remember. I did it once when we got absolutely hammered, and I was like, I'm walking out of here. See you later. I've only walked out of the stadium twice early. It was the first time. But this was the first time I didn't regret it. I walked out and went, I don't care. I think it was 1-1 at the time. I was like, I don't care. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. And the football's done that to me. I just think at the moment we're slowly getting down a line of it doesn't matter who goes anymore, because someone's going to be sat there. And I said,
it's not just the. You look at that stadium, the atmosphere is non-existent.
Of course it ain't.
It's absolutely horrific. Apart from big games, you've got people now, if they do want to voice their discontent at the board, you get people looking at you like, what the He used to singing that for what you doing, what you saying.
Yeah,
Alex,
no,
you know,
agreed.
Man U game. He was sitting a couple of rows behind me when we're screaming, "Leave you out, leave you out." People look at you as if like, what you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you looked across at Manchester United. They were 2-0 up. They were just going to an FA Cup final. They've won the Carabao Cup. They were going for the top four, and they're still chanting the whole away section, "We want the Glazers out."
but
They
but
get the atmosphere, and of course,
Brian.
can I just say to you that
Yeah,
white wall of noise, the white wall,
yeah. I was just about to bring
which
that up.
which is meant to be like the Dortmund yellow wall. Can I tell you what
That
you
was
don't
that.
have in the yellow wall?
Who remembers that dream being sold? Oh,
Yeah,
this is the stand for the fans. Oh, so what we're going to do, we're going to put a premium bit in the middle of it. Wake up,
exactly,
guys. Like I
exactly.
said this, I said as soon as that went in, I said it was absolute PR that was sold by everyone. We were all sold this cop-like stand, this white wall that what it would mean, it would allow specific fans to allow to voice what they want. We can have it our stand. That is the fan stand. We can have absolute bollocks. You get told to sit down half the time.
Yeah.
It's not the point. The whole point is for atmosphere. Oh yeah,
You,
no, yeah. It
the
really
only way
wound me
they
up,
get
that did.
round of sitting down is by singing "Stand Up" if you hate Arsenal. Because if you
Oh,
stand
don't
up
get
in
me
the
started on
if
that.
you stand up in
That
the
does
top
me
part
in.
of it, you get people coming to tell you to sit down. This is
Yeah,
meant to be the one that bigs up the atmosphere, makes the place a hostile place for the away team and their fans.
exactly.
But no, you have to sit down unless you're singing "Stand Up." If it's nonsense.
Do you know what it is? Is I've learned it since moving to Spain. I'll go and watch it. You know this, guys. I watch Espanyol out here. Got relegated this season.
Yeah.
They've relegated into the second tier of Spanish division, and the atmosphere there is totally different. They have a section in their stadium that you can't buy tickets for. You can't buy a ticket for it. I can't go to the ticket office and buy a ticket there. It's not. You're not allowed because it's a certain fans, the ultras, whatever you want to call them, that go there. They sing from minute one. They're getting battered by the likes of Barcelona. I was there for the game, singing from minute one to the end. We as unfortunately, and I said it at the beginning, and you were here, Brian, when I said it. The Premier League's just a Super League now. It means nothing. We're soulless. The whole of English football used to be revered around the world. We're now the laughing stock around the world because everyone looks at us. You've got Germans that come to us and go, "What is this crap? Like you guys pay this sort of money for that? There's no atmosphere. There's nothing. You get it from all around it, and it's not good enough. Like there needs to be a big reform with English football. And when the prices are that high, it prices out the real fans. Just before I carry on, so big up Mia as well. Much love, great chat, lots of great points. Big up, yeah, big up to you, Mia. Go over and subscribe to Spurs Between the Lines. Great channel.
I think it certain teams it's justified because of the football and the quality they give him. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I'm not saying quality in terms of because back in the day, but just quality in terms of the football that they're producing and stuff. At the moment, Tottenham Hotspur have got no justification whatsoever.
No,
That's it. And
nowhere
I think,
near. Nowhere near.
you know, and I think that it's just poor reasoning, and that's it for me. And I listen. I see what people are saying is that we've got to look at the other side, but at the same time, we're not the ones that are getting paid here to go to the games. We're paying ourselves. We're the customers at the end of the day, you know. And if you're a customer of any brand, if you're not getting the service that you require for the money that you're paying, you should be unhappy. You should be have the right to complain, and that's it, really.
Agreed.
And that's it. And the fact that he doesn't communicate with us, and the fact that Parati's still here, and there's no explanation why he's still here. You know, it's just empty promises, and this is why I said what I've said already. It's like I said, you know, and I know people had a go at me about the manager and said I need to back him, but the thing is, though, the reason why I say that I back it with my money is to show that, well, I've given you my money already, but you haven't given me any reason to believe at the moment. You've got give me no reason to believe, you know, and I can go on your promises, but your promises mean nothing for the
No,
many years that
I
you've
agree
gone
with
on.
you.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I say until they've had a bad run of how many games, yeah, and then he's under pressure. Are you going to back Postecoglou? You know, because then all these things that you're doing at the moment, okay, now I can start believing. But at the moment, I cannot believe it because the thing is, though, you're going to expect this guy to get Champions League with dying defence. Yeah, you might have Van der Ven, you might have Tatsoba, you might have the other guy. Yeah, but you still have Dying as backup. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You
I
know,
agree with you,
Davis
mate.
still around. You know, it's just, and he's still got Harry Kane, who's again, why is he still here when you know you need to sell him because he ain't signing no contract and that's it.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, and that's
I
it.
agree with
And
everything
to
you say, mate.
Jimmy Cusso, yeah, in the chat, yeah, I'll still go because at the end of the day, I love football. I love
Yeah.
watching my team playing football. I went to the stadium and I sat there and thought, why am I watching it on TV when I've got the real thing right in front of me? And I can see everything on the pitch
but
because it's the best views you can see ever, and that's it.
no,
You get more
Alex,
out of that
I
than
agree with you
being
to a certain
watching it on
extent. But
TV.
I'm going to sort of back what Jimmy's trying to say here, and I'll say it. I say it nicely because I don't mean it in a bad way. I genuinely don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it because for me, I saw the light when I moved out here, and I say it's very and people will say, oh, it's easy for you to say that, Perch, like you moved to another country, so it's why you don't go and stuff. But I started realizing, and it was more because I took a back seat because obviously I wasn't going to football. I moved abroad. I live here in Spain, and when I can't justify, especially last season was a great example. I can't justify paying the sort of money that this football club are offering for the crappy football that we were served up. I get your point. It's the love of the club. But this is where I come back to. It's exploitation. It's exploitation of the love of what you have, mate, of a football club. So you go, do you know what? I'm going to go because I love it. It's like going back to an ex that took the absolute mickey out of you, but you go back because you still have that thing that you think it will change. That's why I said at the start, like, has it priced people out? Because for me, I think it would have, if I was still there, I think this price hike would have really priced me out. I mean, I think I put it up on my, I put it up. I'm going to try and find it. See if I've got the thing up here because I did have it on my page. I just want to check the prices. Just bear with me. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here we go. So category A, the cheapest ticket is £52. The most expensive is 98. Wow. And in the category A, you've got what? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, and Newcastle, I think it is.
So you know what? You know, just put this to some kind of perspective. I know it's a different sport, but someone you and I know very, very well, Perchy, Billy Carnes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
this season. So that was this season. Sorry,
he went.
They brought up
He
to
went.
103. Sorry, apologies.
So he went to the last day of the second test of the Ashes.
Yeah.
And to stay there for over 7 hours for an event that comes around once every 4 years, he paid £25 for his ticket.
It says it all, exactly. Says it all, doesn't it?
£25 for the final day of the Ashes. Now, I'm no cricket fan. In fact, I can't stand it, but I get that a lot of people love it. My dad is obsessed with cricket. But to go for 7 hours of entertainment, whether you want to call it entertainment or not, whether it's England losing, whether it's whatever, for an event that comes around once every 4 years, £25.
Yeah.
For 7-8 hours. Like you're saying, up to £103 for 90 minutes.
But here, I'll give you another example. I like the F1. Big F1 fan. I've been to the track here in Barcelona. I could buy a 3-day ticket, a 3-day event for €100. 120 euros, sorry. 120 euros. A 3-day event from Friday to Sunday. And that's not just one race. That is about 4 races in there, by the way. That's the support series and everything. 120 euros. Yet now some fans are being charged, as I said, in the tickets from this year. Sorry, let me read it. £103 is the highest ticket price at Tottenham. £103. Give you another example. Espanyol. Guess how much a season ticket is, Brian? Guess how much?
Are you talking about whilst they were in Liga?
No, this season, but the
Oh,
season before when they were in the Liga. Guess how much?
So we're talking the season before. Yeah, okay. So 300, 400 pounds,
350 euros for a season ticket.
350.
350 for a season ticket, and you can watch every game in La Liga. 350. Tottenham, their most expensive ticket to go and watch a Category A. So if you were to watch all of the Category A games, which is Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Newcastle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 612 pounds. Make that make sense. How anyone can justify it, I don't know. I'll be honest.
Perchy, why do you think I'm saying what I'm saying at the moment? Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Alex.
And the thing is, though, we should, when people are expecting better players, like the player that was at Inter Milan that Conte wanted in videos, you can see why they're saying that now, can you? You can see exactly why they're saying that now. You know what I mean? Because we are playing over the odds at the moment at Tottenham Hotspur, and we should be seeing a team that's competing for the league. If you're paying that sort of price,
no. I disagree to a slight extent with what you're saying. Man City don't charge these prices.
I know, but this is the point I'm making. The way that we are pricing ourselves, yeah, you think that we're going for the league. That's what I'm trying to say at the moment, and I'm not trying to justify it because. Perchy, you know what I'm saying the same thing you're saying.
I agree with most of what you're saying, by the way.
Saying. I ain't trying to be deluded because I know my team.
No. I'm actually, for this time, I'm being honest. What you're saying is right, but my point being is when you said about, I don't think there is any justification charging the prices. I get what you're trying to say. I don't think there is any justification charging any individual £103 to go and watch their football team play. Doesn't matter. For £103, I expect a 3-course meal, unlimited alcohol, and then watch a game of football for £103. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's just touching a nerve. It's touching a nerve.
No, it touches a nerve to me because it hurts my feelings because I know that there's somebody that's going to have paid that. And listen, that person could be anyone, but
it's touching a nerve. It's just touching a nerve because some people are struggling at the moment. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Listen, I was trying to I'm trying to do something on my channel which is more positive, yeah. But I'm so annoyed yesterday. Yeah, I text Brian. I was calling Brian because I thought, Brian's going to go absolutely mad at this. Yeah, mad at this. You know what I mean? And I just sat there and thought, I just don't know anymore.
No, I know, Alex. Do you know what? This is the one, but this is why I feel sorry for you because I know you go there for the love of it. And this, someone made a comment earlier, and that's why I completely disagreed with them. They said going to the football is a privilege. No, it's not. It's a rite of passage. As I said, I knew people that didn't have any family. They lived on their own, and the only time they got to see other people, friends and stuff, was at the football. They used to go to the pub at a specific time and they would meet up with the same people and they would look forward to that every single week because that was the only time they got to spend time with other people. However much I feel really sorry, and it's sad that I've had to say it like that, but it's true. The football was a community. It's not become that anymore. The football's become profiteering on community, and that's unacceptable. I will stand by it. It's unacceptable. And people that are justifying it, aren't looking at it from the human perspective. I get why they're saying it, but I don't agree with it. You can't. Do you know what I mean?
It's more going to a football game I don't know. It's like going to the park and playing football and seeing your kid playing football. There's nothing like it when you're in that sort of atmosphere, and whether you lose or win, it's just being around people that have got the same passion for it. You know what I mean? Even the people that have a go at me and we have arguments sometimes in the stadium, it's all about that. You see what I'm saying? It's not, I think people just don't get it. It's like, okay, you could just watch it on TV. It's just not the same when it's on TV. It's just not the same. And it will not be the same. I always thought, Alex,
I agree with you. I agree with you on one point. However, I can't justify paying those sort of prices.
Oh
to go
no!
and watch
No!
no,
This is
and
the thing.
but this is why I say to people, this is why a lot of people have turned to go and watch non-league football, because they're right. You're right. You don't get that same feeling unless you watch football live. But people can't justify paying €100 for a match, so they go to their local club and pay a tenner to get access and watch it. I know the feeling.
What we're missing here as well, and this is why I got so annoyed in the summer when they did the increase for One Hotspur memberships. How do you think this feels for the international fan coming over? Like when I have people coming over from Toronto Spurs or parts of America or parts of Australia, where they're having to. We're lucky in this country. The pound is one of the strongest currencies, but the Canadian dollar coming over here, that £65 or £103, whatever ticket you're paying, that's like $140, $150 Canadian. You have it coming from other countries, like parts of the Europe. Everywhere you're going, we're talking about supporting our local team. They raised the One Hotspur membership fee. Now, like I said, as being part of Toronto Spurs, the only way you can get a ticket, and I'm talking from Toronto Spurs right now, is having an official membership from Toronto Spurs and having paid for an up-to-date One Hotspur membership.
Yeah.
Then you're eligible to get a ticket if we have the allocation, which we always do. But also the perks that they put in for the members, the One Hotspur members, 85% of the new perks, the international fan can't take advantage of.
Yeah. No, I know. No, you're absolutely right, Brian, and that's the thing. Proud to be Geordie's went. Genuine question to Alex: is there a price that you would refuse to watch and don't want to watch and don't want to know the? So I'm saying, don't want to know the price. So like, is there if Spurs went up again next season? Let's just say hypothetically. Would that be your like push and go? Do you know what? I'm not going to. It doesn't have to. You don't have to name the price.
If it's over £100, I the only time I considered doing it was for the Arsenal game, because that was the most hardest ticket, and it's going to be the hardest ticket to get.
Yeah,
that's the only time I will consider it, because going to a derby, regardless whether how we play or not, it is incredible game to be there at the Tottenham Hotspur, watching a North London derby. Other than that, at the moment, over £100, I can't justify that. I cannot justify that anymore.
Alex, I walked out at half time in the NLD this year.
Yeah,
I walked out because the atmosphere was shit.
I don't. But do you know what it is? Do you know it's just horrible? Like do you know what's really annoying? And you guys will kind of understand, because obviously I feel like I've been quite positive. I've been quite positive. You guys will attest to that. Like you've gone, because everyone calls me negative, but I've been trying to be relatively positive. And
You're not negative. You're not negative. I'm fed up.
No. But people call me that, like, and that's fine.
Well,
I don't
ridiculous.
care.
It's ridiculous, because the thing is, though, I'm fed up with hearing people saying that you're negative or positive, or I'm positive in life. Just because you've got a football opinion doesn't mean that you're negative in life.
No, I agree. I'm just saying what I get told.
Rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Agree,
and I'm sorry. We might have got a bet on, yeah. And I'll say this to Sava as well, because Sava's absolutely fantastic. And I'll be this right now, yeah. If Sava and you weren't on especially Sava, if Sava is a breath of fresh air, absolute breath of fresh air. He's revitalized me 110%, yeah. Because he says what he says. He says on his chest, and that's it. And he's absolutely fantastic. You have been fantastic as well. Yes, you might be his little apprentice sometimes, but at the end of the day, yeah, at least you say what your chest is, and that's it. It does not show you as a person whatsoever. And I say the same thing about Brian as well, because Brian, yeah, every single time will be there for Alex every single time, and that's it. You know what I mean? He says it on his chest, and that's it. And even for a certain person that's not in the fan base at the moment, and you know his name as well, and that's it, yeah, stuck with this guy all day long. You know what I mean? So it's just because you've got an opinion, and you might not agree with it, doesn't show that you're a negative person whatsoever, because you don't know nothing about Alex's life. You know what I mean? You got nothing to go on about Alex's life whatsoever, and that's it. Yeah. Right, and I might not be full of it when Alex has got not full of it in real life. Yeah, it isn't. But this is YouTube, so get over it, and that's it. Back to you, Perch, I'm done.
But this is the thing, like, what I was trying to get at, though, mate, was I've tried to be quite positive, and Sam has said the same thing, and this is why people think we're the same. We're not. We do. Me and Sam actually do debate a lot, but I try to look at it I try to look at this window and go, do you know what, guys? New manager. Let's just have a bit of hope. Maybe it's more hope. Maybe it was more hope than anything else. But we're back here, and it's yet again. It's non. It is footballing matters, but it's like a non-footballing matter that once again has taken the spotlight of it all. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know the football tickets are a sporting matter, but you know what I'm trying to get at? It's a admin-y thing that's yet again made me go, do you know what? This club don't give a crap about any one of us, do they? They don't care. They couldn't care about you, Alex. They don't care about you, Brian, or anyone in the chat.
Of course they don't. Of course they don't.
And they haven't done for years.
Like I said, I've been saying this for 15 years. And for 15 years, I see more people get more and more worked up about this. So I just stay like this. Yeah, I get annoyed. Yeah, I get pissed off. Yeah, I get wound up. Am I surprised? No. Because I've been saying it for 15 years.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it, saying it, watching it. You could, listen, first game of the season, Ange Postecoglou at Manchester United, I said I'm never going in whilst Levy's in charge. You could not give me a ticket and pay me £250 to go in and watch it. There's nothing. I've said I'm not going in, and I won't go in.
Yeah,
I will not go in unless I am told on this day there's like 20, 30,000 people ready to protest inside, or a very large majority, or maybe not that high, but like a proper big, and it's a genuine yes, this is going to happen, and then I'll go in and lend my support. But I am not going in, and it kills me not to be able to go in and watch my football team play. Especially with me living abroad, and I'm here for a short amount of time. When I do, all right, this is an extended time, but you know what I mean. Compared to when I go back in October and I won't be back for a while, you can't pay me to go into that ground. It's soulless.
Yeah, no,
it's lifeless.
But Brian, you know my thoughts exactly the same. Like I won't put any money in this system. As I said, it would make me a hypocrite if I said it. I said to people, you need to try your best to not put your I said you need to try not put your money back into this system because it's a spiral, isn't it? I get it's an emotional thing. But the one thing that's what I said to you, Brian. I said, what would be so refreshing is everyone just went in and said, do you know what? On this game, insert game, doesn't matter which one. We were all going to go and watch the game from the Bricklayers or number 8. We're all going to go and watch it from the local pub. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And the Crown and all. Do you know what I mean? We all go to one pub. We're all going to meet at the pub, and the game will be played in the stadium. But we're going to all watch it from the pub, chanting, "We want Levy out" from minute one.
That's what we did against Brentford.
Yeah.
Me, Crackers, and a load of the Levy outers.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Postecoglou right now. I really do. I do
as well. But listen, do you know what? My support's with him.
It's a kick in the teeth as far as I'm concerned. It's not helped him whatsoever. This, yeah. I just hope that they scrap it. I really do, because they are putting a lot of pressure on Postecoglou. Because if he, like I said, we all know this could be a really bad start. It could be it will be tough. It will be tough certain parts of the season. Yeah, and this is my boy Kuva, by the way, the best person on funniest guy on YouTube, by the way.
Lovely guy. We love you, Kuva. Nice
and should be more on streams, by the way, because we all love you. The point is, yeah, it's just that it doesn't help whatsoever, because if he has a bad run, our fans, yeah, and the board have got not an inch of stick. Yeah, because if they got an inch and it goes on them, they're going to go straight to Scott Munn and say, mate, we're getting rid of him. You know what I mean? Mason.
But this is the problem. Listen, I think I'll say it how it is. If I said, if Postecoglou does get sacked, all hell and fire and brimstone will come out. I'll be honest. I'll say it how it is. I'll say it. I will make my voice heard, and I'll make sure of it. Guys, we're gonna wrap up. It's been. Do you know what? It's been really good. I've really enjoyed that. I didn't think I was going to go for 2.5 hours. I was probably only going to go for an hour and a half. And then Sava came on, Brian, you came on, Mr. Box Office came on. I just want to say, guys, in the chat, thank you very much. It's been a really, really good chat. And do you know what? It's nice to just vent today. This was good morning vent. A good morning vent to let it all out. If you haven't, guys, please smash the like button. 116. Can we get that over to 120? It'll be lovely. 6 more subs from 1,100 would be great. Go and subscribe to Mr. Box Office, a proper real one, friend of the channel, friend in real life, lovely bloke you are, mate. Listen, we all laugh and we all joke on stream, but we're good. Everyone's good. And obviously, go and subscribe to Tottenham and All if you haven't already. Why wouldn't you? This man is incredible, does so much for the community and helps every single one of us out. And obviously, if you haven't, go and subscribe to Football Heritage TV and go and click the bell notification so you can watch the Spurs review tonight. It's going to be quite fiery. On that note, guys, thank you very much. Again, thank you very much, everyone in the chat. I'll be back tomorrow. And go on, let's do... Oh, and before we do that, don't forget, next Friday, charity stream. We're into the last week. These guys will all be there. Charity stream next week. Come on, guys. Go on, Brian. Do your magic.
And as always, Levy